Are we good?
Yeah.
Hey, good evening. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We have a little bit of a shit show, but we made it. Happy Monday. Today's Monday, August 15th. We are brought to you by Sterling Automotive. For a split second, maybe a little longer than a split second, we didn't know if we were going to be here, but we're here. And we're ready to go. You can see a little bit of the action happening. The last thing we forgot about was the mic, but we got it. We're good. Got a big show.
What's the name of the show?
It's called Mik'd Up.
Mik'd Up.
And who is it brought to us by?
Brought to you by
Sterling Automotive.
Sterling Automotive.
You had to think about that one for a little bit. You're rattled. You weren't. Listen.
Man of many talents over there.
Hey,
in the corner.
he literally.
Not rattled.
He rose to the occasion there, and the pressure did not get to him. I appreciate it. We got a big show. We're going to hurry up and get through this intro. Luke Johnson, beat writer for the New Orleans Saints, is going to be on here in 7 minutes.
So glad I emailed him already.
I am so happy, too, because I would not have been, that would have been a bad spot. Even though never mind.
What was that?
I emailed him the wrong time. That's okay.
Oh, yeah. I just copy and paste the same email over
fine.
and over
It's
again.
fine. Look, he's in. He's locked and ready to go. 6:20. We're going to talk about the preseason game. The Saints lose the preseason game. It's preseason. The Red Rocket looked awesome. He came in. I know he's not going to be the starter, but we are in a lot better position.
In the backup we trust.
In the backup we trust, yes. We're in a lot better position if Jameis is a little slower to get started, or maybe he has to, whatever, doesn't play a couple games. We're in a better spot than we were last year with Trevor Siemian. He looked great. He looked sharp. He could run the offense, get us in and out the huddle. AK seems like he's going to be okay.
A-okay.
Seems like he's going to be okay. We talked about it. Don't think it's going to happen. Don't think he's going to get suspended. It came out today and says, it's not looking like Alvin is going to get suspended at all this year. We know. Figured that. It's been taking this long. He's good to go. Saints are in a good spot. Saints are they looked when the guys who are probably going to play were playing, they looked pretty solid. Ian Book, not so much. Ian Book didn't look great. Made some bad throws. Got sacked. A lot of the same things that you saw last year are still happening.
Year, yeah.
And
I would say if you would have tied the two schools together, the two teams together in Louisiana with LSU and the Saints, hell of a job by Brian Kelly and the staff to make Ian Book look that good in college.
It seems like he's a Jimbo like Fisher. Jimbo Fisher like
Jimbo like Fisher.
Jimbo like
Jimbo like Fisher.
You start a new dance.
Jimbo Fisher like person. I don't whatever you want to call it. Because Jimbo used to do the same thing.
Yeah.
He made guys look great.
No doubt.
Get to the league and turn back into
E.J. Manuel, Christian
No
Ponder.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Listen.
Sam Ponder.
We talked about that.
Quarterbacks?
Yeah, that household.
Yeah, no doubt. We
100%.
talked about that when Brian Kelly got here as one of his strengths, right? Like, hey, he can develop quarterbacks who don't necessarily have the most talent, but make them look good, right? Tommy Reese, Ian Book. Everybody's like, well, Ian Book got drafted, what was it, third or fourth round by the Saints?
Yeah.
What's going on?
No, I'm going to make a drink.
Yeah, you probably need one.
Sorry, Dave.
Oh, you're right. Third or fourth rounder, Ian Book gets drafted. To get drafted in third or fourth round in the NFL, you've got to be at least you got to pretend like they think that you're good, right? And I think that's a credit to Brian Kelly and his staff and what they did at Notre Dame. That was me.
Okay.
That was me. What they did at Notre Dame to make them successful, to make him successful. I think it bodes well for LSU, the future of our quarterback room, the season this year with our quarterback room now. And, yeah, you're right. I think it's a testament to Brian Kelly and those guys. Few LSU commits over the weekend, or one LSU commit over the weekend. One guy did not commit to LSU over the weekend, but it's not over for him. I think that there's still some wheels turning. His dad was rocking. Was he really rocking LSU?
He was rocking an LSU shirt until it came down to it. And then he had a good change. But whenever we did the commitment with Ricky Collins, they were in the picture, and the dad was like, "We're like, put the L's up or whatever." And obviously Jordan was in the picture. He's like, I can't do that. His dad was like, fuck that, I can. And he's like, I'm LSU till I die, baby.
Here we go.
It's in the household.
This is my prediction. Now, it was in the household for Landon Collins. That didn't work out for neither one of those brothers. Because one went to Florida and one went to
Interesting family.
Alabama. Yeah, but my prediction is the fact that Matthews went to Tennessee, to me, is a better – it bodes well for LSU. More so than if he went to Texas. If he went to Texas, I feel like it was a done deal, signed, sealed, delivered. I think we still have a chance to sway him from Tennessee. LSU starts the season off hot. Tennessee comes to LSU. He gets to walk in there. LSU boat races Tennessee at home with the crowd. Kind of hard to say.
I didn't sign yet.
Yeah, didn't sign. Nothing signed. They promised you potential NIL stuff. Haven't signed anything there yet.
Well, that and all his boys are still LSU commits.
No doubt.
So that's a whole fall of playing with and against Ricky.
Exactly.
Well, that's
And like I
the
said,
whole
there's
fall
a
of them
lot.
being in your ear all the time,
Yeah.
too.
Listen, and we have this recruiting class is building and building and building. Good thing Coach Brian Kelly listened to Lloyd talking about how he needs to recruit the state a little bit harder because you can't let the guys get out of the
Lloyd
state.
got in his ear, I would imagine.
Yeah, Lloyd
he wasn't happy
you must
about
have
it.
sent him a text because he is recruiting the state, and we are getting most of the commits. And I think some of the commits that have not committed are going to maybe flip. Maybe not all of them. Some of them. You got Lance Hurd committing on September 1st. I think maybe coming
In
here.
there. Yeah.
I think we have a good chance
Yeah.
to get him.
90% on the 1-3 crystal ball. So
Yeah, but wasn't Matthews 100% Texas on that? Okay, so
hey, anything can happen.
you never know. You never know.
If
But
LSU can get Derek Williams and Jordan Matthews in this class, then I will eat a crow on here.
I
will
think
eat
we
a
get
live
one.
crow.
I think we get one of the two. If we get both,
If they
we
get both,
we're
if they get
maybe
both, you have to eat a frog live.
live.
I'll eat crow.
A live
I'll literally eat a
frog.
crow.
But I mean, the recruiting class is starting to shape up. It's makes it more fun. I think there's a lot of momentum in the football program. We're 3 weeks away from opening day. We will be there.
Well, actually, 27 days.
Yeah, we're 2 weeks
Oh.
and 6 days, right?
It was 3 weeks from yesterday.
Yesterday.
Well, 27 days is more than 3 weeks.
Well, you know
That's
what I
almost
meant.
4 weeks.
1 day less than 3 weeks.
So
One
we're
day
20
fewer.
days away.
Sure, there you go. That's
There you
it.
go, that's
Math
it.
wasn't math enough.
20 math wasn't math.
Is
Neither
it
was
Monday or
English.
no?
20 days away from opening day in New Orleans. Big game. Obviously, it's Florida State. What?
Opening day. It's football, Mikey. You don't have opening day.
Okay,
It's
kickoff.
Kickoff, yeah.
Okay.
Would you
Opening
not,
kickoff.
Yeah, till you know
Yeah,
what they
opening
say
days of
until
baseball.
Toe
So
meets
opening day.
until toe meets leather.
Until what?
Opening day.
Toe meets leather.
I thought you said weather.
I mean, are we in 1955
Oh,
or
they're
what?
playing in Louisiana.
Oh
that
no,
mean?
he's going down the
The rain
field.
stopped. What are you talking about?
Is Luke in there?
Let's see. Nah,
No. Okay, not yet. He's coming. He'll be
you
in there.
think he would be a very prompt kind of guy because of his military background.
Yeah. I mean, he texted me. He said, I said 6. I think I said 6:20. Yep, I said 6:20.
I'll let you know when he's in here.
But outside of that, how was the weekend before he gets in here? How was your weekend, Lloyd?
Excellent,
That's good.
excellent weekend.
I mean,
Had a great time at Uncle Earl's.
yes.
Did all that song
Yes,
and
you did.
dance.
Yes, you did.
Love
I'm
it
happy
there.
for you.
Thank you.
It's a great time.
And then we did Doe's Eat Place on Saturday.
Oh.
Yes, had to talk to the boys, talk to our guy.
Yeah.
He came by the table, which
Nice.
is always a little, let me make sure, like, oh, he's talking to me. Because usually you're there.
Yeah,
And he's like, oh, he's coming to me.
Yeah.
And so he took care of us. We had a great time.
Nice.
Couple cocktails.
Yeah, of course.
Couple steaks.
Who are you with?
Family.
Oh, nice.
So my cousin is moving in for
To
her
Earl's?
first. Yeah, she's moving into what?
To Earl's?
No, I don't think she get in. First freshman year. So we took her out to dinner,
Oh,
lay of the
wow.
land, told her what to expect, what to do, what not to do, a lot of what to do's. And
I'm
so
sure you gave her a lot of good advice.
So you were quiet at that point then, right? Somebody
I'm
else
sure.
had to be talking.
right,
I'm sure she gave her some nice, sound, responsible advice.
absolutely. So I said, test all your drugs. If you're offered anything, just test them
How do you do that?
by doing them. Either gonna like
Like I
them or
said.
not.
Like I
Great
said,
sound advice by you.
Lloyd was quiet at that point.
Great sound advice. How was your weekend?
It's a good weekend, man. You know, chill.
Channel 35.
Went back to see the parents on Sunday.
Oh, you went to the Berry.
Yeah. Drove through. My parents are doing like this renovating on their house
Nice.
right now, in like the master bedroom and stuff.
Craig's
so.
doing it himself.
No. No.
I want to meet your
He's
dad.
over there pissed off every day.
Yeah.
Like, I can't go do this. I can't do this. I'm like, yo, bro, you're out. It's over. They put a ton of the stuff in like the outdoor room, like his patio and stuff, and because that's where he usually sits and watches TV.
That's a spot.
Oh, he's so mad right
That's a
now.
spot. That's
He's
a
like,
spot
you
where
think
he
it's gonna be?
sits down?
You think it's gonna be out of here by kickoff? I'm like, good luck, bro.
Takes a little nap. I
I'm
can't
like,
do
you're gonna
that.
be right here in the den area watching. You're not gonna be out there. It's
If
not
people
happening.
be walking right in front of you, you're not
Oh,
gonna
he's
be
gonna
happy.
be so mad. My mom's gonna have water running, all kind of noise. He's gonna be so mad.
The phone's ringing,
Oh,
phone
so mad. I can't
conversations.
wait.
You know how it is. Mom's always talking
I'm
for
gonna put
55
my phone.
minutes.
I'm gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb then, because I know you're gonna bother the shit out of me. So not having it.
Jackie, how was your weekend? Anything fun?
Mine's
You went
kinda
out?
similar, too.
School's starting back up. It's got to be good for you. Going out, the
it's
nightlife's going to
good
start
and
picking
bad.
up.
Yeah, but
Wow.
also-
You test the waters this weekend?
No,
You know, have some waters on the rocks because you're
no,
not
'cause my
21
parents are
yet.
doing renovations too.
What's
I'm helping my parents do renovations at the house.
Okay.
Painting outside, trying to change the garage into a man cave
Oh,
before
okay.
before football season.
There we go. See, everybody's
Oh, the mad dash right here.
yeah, everybody's making making sure football season's comfortable.
Yep.
Nice
and
and
I
good to go.
got a friend moving in from Colorado on Wednesday, so we've got to get that ready. All kinds of stuff.
I'm
Nope.
still waiting. It says call Luke Johnson, so he connected. Now he's disconnected. So
Oh,
we're
he
seeing.
just texted me. Hold on, let's see. It's not letting me join the call. Something about not being able to access my camera.
Oh, tell him to turn his camera on.
I don't know what you want me to do.
It might be in its settings.
Yeah, that could be a him thing.
This sounds like a him thing. Like,
Here, you
it pops up. Allow access
I don't know what
to
you want me to tell him. Here. Catch.
Hands.
Well, we get this figured out. My weekend was good. I underestimated the.
Tell us about the performance.
No, we're gonna talk about
Yes,
this.
yes,
We're gonna
yes.
talk about this later. We're gonna talk about this later. We have a guest coming on in a little bit. I underestimated the amount of
physical activity.
yes, because I am sore, very sore.
Still.
But I had a lot of good. I had a fun time. I should have known the rules before I set my over under. I didn't realize we only had 6 possessions total in the game.
Nah, I was expecting 6 for 6. Then. What
So
are you
I
talking
did not
about?
know that. We will get into that. I had a good performance. I also got a little greedy and it burned me a little bit. I got, he's in.
He said, let's even get some audio from this man.
He's in. All right, let's take a little 30-second break. I'll get back to my
We're
weekend.
just edging Luke the
Yeah,
entire.
I'll get back
He's
to my
got
weekend.
dinner plans.
We're gonna get this thing set up. Watching Mik'd Up brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
Sorry about the intro, boys. I feel like that went okay.
The intro?
Yeah, I feel like that, found our feeding.
No, that
found
was
our
good.
foot. Found our
That was
footing.
good. That was good.
Yeah. All right.
Just bring us to a commercial.
Hey, Lou.
Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eve Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eve Place. Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become the life of the party. You're welcome.
Hear us? Luke.
Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Hey, look, we're making this work. We got a case of the Mondays. It's okay. We're figuring this thing out. We're crawling along. We have my friend Luke Johnson, beat writer for the New Orleans Saints, 5th year on the beat. I got to build a little bit of a relationship while he was here at LSU. I got to see him early on in his career. Now he's in his 5th year with the New Orleans Saints. Luke Johnson, thank you so much for coming on talking Saints football with us.
Mikey, it's my pleasure, man. Good to be on.
Sorry about the technical difficulty. You sound amazing. I appreciate you coming on. Let's just jump right into the preseason game. Saints lose this preseason opener. Obviously, it's preseason. Nobody puts too much stocks into the wins and losses. What did you see? What was the coaching staff happy with, and what were they? What were some of the things they needed to work on, or did they say they needed to work on?
Well, yeah, we'll kind of start with the positive stuff. I think the first units they threw out there on both sides of the ball played really, really well, and that's even taking into consideration the fact that they rested like all of their best players, right? Maybe with the exception of their two first rounders who saw the field. I mean, like no Alvin Kamara, no Michael Thomas, no Cam Jordan. Yeah, the list goes on and on and on. I think the final total was like 18 players who sat. And didn't even suit up. So I think when you take all those guys out of the equation, you still see the first team offense led by Andy Dalton go on a really efficient, nice 10-play touchdown drive with a couple third down conversions. You see the first team defense missing a bunch of those guys go out and put 3 straight 3-and-outs in the field. I think you feel really, really good about that. And that's like all backing up stuff that we've seen throughout all of training camp. And then I think even some of the reserves I thought played pretty well. I thought Trevor Penning had some really nice moments. It wasn't like a complete performance that you want to see, but I think the concerning thing would have been seeing him go out there and just be completely lost.
Right. No penalties. No penalties was great.
Yeah, yeah. And
no personal foul penalties. I love that.
He just hates his team.
Yeah, right.
No, it's going to happen at some point, guys. Like, let's
hey,
just be real here.
I guess it's better to have that than to say, hey, you know what? I'd rather reel you in than motivate you to go out and have a fire.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like this is the thing that people all keep getting into, and on it, like I'm from Wisconsin, right? I came up here yesterday. I got to see a little bit of family, and like the thing they wanted to ask me about was Trevor Penning, right? Like this guy's got like a reputation like across the NFL now, which is. I think that's something you got to kind of keep an eye on, because there are going to be teams out there who are going to try to play that up, and try to get him to do something stupid after the play. But here's the thing though, and I think this is the thing that's getting kind of misunderstood about him. And I'm glad you brought it up. Is like he's not doing anything dirty, right? It's not like he's going out there and he's like shoving guys in the back after the play or whatever. It's like he's just playing hard, snap to whistle. And that's what you want out of it. Like if you had like 11 of those guys, you'd be like, hell yeah, we got a good football team.
Right, exactly.
So and he's also just really, really physical.
And that's what you want. That's what you want from a starting left tackle, right? Like you want somebody out there that's going to, especially a young guy that's going to go out there and he's not going to be scared and he's not going to back down from, the big defensive ends that are getting paid a ton of money to go out and sack the quarterback.
Yeah. Like you said earlier, you'd rather have this than the guy who's really just out there because he's huge and talented, right?
Right, no doubt.
Trevor Penning is huge and talented, and he has the right mindset. I think it's just about making sure that it stays between snap and whistle. And if somebody else gets pissed about the fact that he's pushing them, you you don't retaliate. And I think that's the important thing. So, look, he did some really nice things. He had some moments where he struggled, but I think that's going to be the case. I mean, you're talking about a guy, last time he was playing a competitive environment, he was going up against like 250-pound,
Right.
dudes playing in the Ohio Valley Conference.
Right.
There's going to be some growing pains, but I think he's got absolutely got the goods. He's going to be good when he figures it out.
A couple things that I noticed, and I thought it was encouraging. Obviously the first preseason game is always a little tricky as far as tackling, right? Because it's the first time you're really in a game situation outside of playing against your own team. So you usually see a lot of missed tackles. You usually see a lot of missed assignments in that way. It seemed like at least early on in the game when the starters are out there that they were aggressive. They were making tackles. They weren't missing a lot of tackles. And then the Red Rocket looked amazing. I mean, I know he's not going to be the starter. But, Jameis is a little bit banged up, and he's coming back off of surgery. It's got to be good to see and encouraging to have a backup who is as capable as Andy Dalton compared to last year when you had to rely on Trevor Siemian. I don't want to talk bad about Trevor Siemian, but I don't think that they're comparable as far as talent goes.
A lot of people enjoy the Siemian.
Well, look, I love Trevor Siemian because he had a mullet, and before it was cool to have a mullet, and he's kind of a weird dude who was enjoyable to talk to. But
Right.
in terms of watching dudes play football, I think I'd much rather watch Andy Dalton play football.
Right.
But look, here's kind of the way I see it is like if the Saints had to play Andy Dalton, they'd still be pretty good.
Right.
That's all you want. I don't think Andy Dalton, if you just dropped him into the offense, is going to be a guy who's throwing for 40 touchdowns and 5,000 yards. Right. He's not like a superstar, but I think I think it's accurate to say the Saints probably have two of the best 40 quarterbacks in the NFL, right? Maybe even two of the best 35. I don't know any twos who maybe are better than Andy Dalton, a lot of them. So, that puts them in a really good situation because, we've seen it the last 3 years now. They've had to rely on somebody each of those years to carry the team for a stretch. 2 of those years it worked out really well, and then last year, I don't think it was all Simeon's fault, but everything just kind of blew up last year, and they couldn't have a quarterback carry him out of it. So, really, really important guy to have on the team. People were kind of down on him when they signed him because they might have lost a compensation pick in next year's draft, but if Jameis goes down at any point in the season and they win 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5, which I think Andy Dalton could do, that's worth it in my opinion. So.
No doubt. How is Jameis's recovery coming? I know he kind of tweaked his foot, right? His foot?
Yeah, he sprained his right foot. That was the official word they put out. So everything we've heard about it is it's minor. It's not anything they're really worried about. I think there's even a chance that he practices this week up in Green Bay. So I really nothing I'm worried about, and I think the recovery from the knee has been really encouraging too. The guy's been moving around, and I think by the time week 1 comes around, he's going to be, if not 100% there, it's going to be 95. He's going to be basically doing everything you want him to do. Maybe a little bit less scrambling than he did last year, but that's okay.
So, as we've talked Saints football a good amount on this show already. The question I have is, with the Jameis situation being what it is right now, is it as surprising for you with the amount of talent and experience that's on this team, how this Saints team is pretty much widely kind of going under the radar right now as kind of a surprise team if they end up doing what I think a lot of people, what we in this building expected to do, and I would imagine what you expected to do? Is it kind of surprising the kind of buzz that they're growing or that they're getting nationwide with this, where they are right now?
I don't know if it's surprising. I think there's just so much unknown, right? They go from a future Hall of Fame coach to a guy who the last time he was in that position lost 70% of his games. Jameis Winston only played in 6 full games last year, and his numbers were good, but they didn't lean on him. They didn't win games necessarily because of Jameis. The Michael Thomas thing where he hasn't really been Michael Thomas for 2 years. Nobody really knows what they're going to get out of him. We've seen him in training camp. He looks great, but he still has to do it in the games. I just think there's so many there's so many variables that kind of have to go the right way, and they all look like they're trending the right way. But I mean, they still have to click for this team to be good. I think they're gonna happen. Like I think Dennis Allen is a better coach than his record in Oakland said. He's got a much better situation here. I think Jameis has looked pretty good, and he's got a lot better talent pool around him. And Michael Thomas looks very much like Michael Thomas did in 2019 when he rewrote the NFL record books. I mean, all these things are on track. So I think they're going to be a lot better than people think they are.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people forget how good Michael Thomas actually was because he hadn't played in so long. And then I was watching clips of him the other day, and I'm like, holy shit, like this guy's a lot. I mean, I know how good he was when I watched it, but then you forget, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. You're like, damn, he's really good.
Well, and not just that, too. You forget. So if you even go back to the Jameis situation, you forget Jameis sits a year, only played 6 games last year, but you forget what he looked like as far as for production-wise,
right.
like what he can do if he reeled in the mistakes when the last time he played a full season.
And that was my next question, Luke, is obviously you say Michael Thomas looks great, right? And now he's not the only receiver anymore because they drafted Olave, you have Jarvis that came in. You know, how have the other receivers around Michael Thomas looked? Like, how has the offense been running as far as chemistry goes?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think they've looked okay. I think the defense is really, really tough, and it's I think I've kind of seen since I've started covering the Saints that the defense is usually the one that's kind of dominating these practices. I mean, it was even that way with Drew Brees. It was that way with Drew Brees in like 2018 when he was awesome, you know. Right. And you know, the Saints offense has been very, very good for the majority of the time I've covered the team, and they've always kind of looked a step behind the defense in training camp. But you know, that all being said, Olave I think is going to be like a difference maker on this team. I don't think he's going to be like a high volume guy. I don't think he's going to get targeted 8, 9, 10 times a game. But what he does do is he like totally changes the geometry of the offense. Right. Like he has a guy who can really extend the field vertically in a real threatening way that they just have not had in forever. You know, I mean, literally Ted Ginn was doing that. Like 35-year-old Ted Ginn was doing that.
Right.
Deontay Harris was pretty good at the deep throws, but he's like 5'6" and doesn't like draw like a ton of attention his way. I think Olave will, and then you know, putting 2 guys who are just target machines that will catch anything within like a 5-meter radius of them. I mean, you know, they're going to be good. And then like Adam Troutman, the tight end was just, you know, he was mediocre last year, mediocre to bad, but he was dealing with a bunch of injuries and he's looked great in training camp. We're not even talking about like what Alvin Kamara can do in the passing game. I mean, they're going to have so many different ways to hurt you if Jameis can be just consistent and accurate. That, you know, it's really just hard to see how this offense is not going to be just so much better this year. And you pair that with this defense, and I mean that's why everybody who's been watching this team in camp is just like they're going to be good. They're going to be competing for a playoff spot, if not like a division title.
So we're sitting here and we're throwing out. It seemed like we just threw out 15 names, and you can only play 11 on offense. And I think the forgotten man in this thing right now, because he can literally do it all. What role has Taysom been playing so far in this thing, and where is he health-wise, and where is he on this thing right now?
I mean, I think Taysom's kind of a mystery still. You know, we didn't see him the entire offseason because he was still recovering from that Liz Frank injury.
Right.
And then we see him in training camp, and the second day of training camp, he gets a displaced rib, which, like, I looked that up. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does not feel good.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. Yeah. So then he missed a bunch of time after that, and you know, he's really only had like a week maybe of training camp. Didn't play in the preseason game, so it's really hard to tell what he's going to be. But you know, I think it's going to be like very similar to the Taysom Hill that we saw in 2018 and 2019, and you know, a little bit of 2020, where you know, he's just all over the field, and you know, maybe he's only playing like 35-40% of the snaps,
right?
But he's giving you a lot of versatility and making, you know, putting stress on defenses in that way.
I think I think when you get that kind of Taysom too, it makes it it makes that offense very, very, very electric because a guy that plays like that, he's a Trevor Penning, but gets the ball where you're getting snap to whistle every single time. And if you can get him out there to do that over and over and over again without the volume being as high and probably keep him healthier, it really makes that offense scary.
Yeah, I mean, the man straight out the Bible, he lost a rib and put it right back in.
The people out in Utah are going to love that.
Look, okay, last question on the offense before I really start talking because the defense obviously is electric and they're really good. And, you know, AK had a little bit of a dust up in Las Vegas last year. It doesn't look like he is going to get suspended. There's reports coming out saying that it doesn't look like a suspension in this year is going to happen. Is that what you are hearing? And what can we expect from Alvin Kamara?
Well, it's still have no idea with this case, and the longer it drags on, because look, he was supposed to have a court date August 1st. He wasn't there for it, but his lawyers represented him, and they got the court date pushed back another 2 months. So this is the third time it's been moved back, and for all we know, are going to convene for court in October when the Saints are in London, and this is going to get dragged on even more.
Just keep kicking the can down the road.
This thing might go on, honestly, we might be talking about this off season about how long AK is going to be suspended for the 2023 season. I really think that's a possibility.
Well, that's got to be encouraging, right? They keep their star player. I mean, I know the incident was unfortunate, but it's nice to have him on the field.
Let all the facts come out before we start, casting stones at somebody that may have done nothing. There's no video. Roger's a big video guy. Has to see it.
Yeah. I mean, that is an optimistic take.
Yeah.
We're all usually Mikey on that side of it.
We're all about optimism in this room right here. That's what we are. I know
I think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I do want to say that. I do want to say this real quick though. Yeah. He's looked awesome. He's looked like Alvin Kamara, and I know he had a down year last year, but that was because they were asking him to play God ball against 7 defenders when they had their third string offensive line. Yeah, I mean, he was it was really unfortunate that AK had to play through that situation last year. And if you extrapolate all that with him playing with a first team offensive line and 1 quarterback instead of 4, the dude probably has 1,200 rushing yards last year. Right. But it was just he was playing against an 8-man box, 40% of his snaps. So. I think he's going to be awesome. I think he's going to have a huge year, and I really do think that there's a pretty decent chance that the suspension is not even something he's dealing with in 2022.
Love to hear that. Okay, so the team is up there in Green Bay. They have joint practices. Those are always interesting, right? Because you feel like there's always a little bit of a chippiness, and you're playing against another team, and practices always get chippy, and you have another team in there. And this year you have CJ GJ on defense, and you have Penning on offense, right? Both guys seem to get into people's minds a little bit. And
different ways.
Just in different ways. How has what do you expect to see out of these joint practices? Do you think it's going to be mellow and get everything done? Or do you think it's going to be a little bit energetic and chippy? And do you think Dennis Allen wants to see that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he wants to see it get descend into full blown blows,
right?
Especially when these NFL players have consistently proven they forget not to punch somebody in the helmet with their bare hands. But I think if some pushing starts to happen, I think he wants to see his guys get into the mix. He wants a competitive football team. I asked him at training camp what he wants out of his team, and competition is the first thing.
Right.
So. Yeah, if it gets chippy, I think he wants to see these guys mix it up a little bit. But I don't think he wants it to happen just so it can happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Really, I think the thing he's looking forward to, he's getting his team to practice against a really good football team. The Packers are kind of a weird mirror image of the Saints in that they have a very, very strong defense. They have a really strong organizational foundation with good coaches. And they have one of the most elite players in the last decade of the NFL, and Aaron Rodgers, the guy who's won back-to-back MVPs. So he's getting to test his team for a couple days, against a really good team in some, by the way, perfect weather. It's like 70 degrees up here.
Yeah, it's perfect down here. It's 102.
What's that?
I said it's perfect down here. It's 102 in Louisiana today.
Yeah. No, I'm like very happy to be leaving that behind for 5 days. No, I mean, I just think there's so many things up here that are advantageous, and getting a chance to see your guys go up against other guys and see how look, they all know each other's tendencies at this point, right? Their own teammates' tendencies. Yeah, they know how to jump a snap count, and they know when a guy's lining up a certain way, they know he's going to run a certain route or rush a certain way.
Trevor Penny's going to fight you.
Yeah, and that exactly. Look, look, everybody is going to be watching number 70, right?
I know. Well, look, you don't usually get a lot of attention on the offensive lineman. Give some love to the big fellas, man. That's good.
They know his name.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like, I was talking to my colleague Jeff Duncan the other day, and he's like, "There's never been an offensive lineman in history who's been watched as closely as Trevor Penny."
Maybe Kyle Turley.
Yeah, but that was Kyle Turley like years into his.
Right.
He threw a whole helmet into the stands.
Right.
Nobody was more celebrated than Kyle Turley.
Legendary.
You mentioned a little bit of the Saints practicing with the Green Bay Packers. Are we worried at all that maybe, you've seen Space Jam, Michael's secret stuff, is Jameis dabbling, whatever Aaron Rodgers got going over there in the water cooler? Are we doing a little ayahuasca together? Do we need Jameis to dabble in, maybe see God?
Man, if I could if I could pay all of the money in my bank account to see that happen, and to see the results of Jameis would start preaching, man. I swear to you, I know that for a fact.
Hey,
that
would be the most viral thing on the internet.
Yeah, but I don't know. I in the same vein, I don't know if I want to see or hear what comes out of Aaron Rodgers' mouth, in that state of mind. I just don't.
He got the coolest tattoo of all time.
He did.
Yeah.
What's it mean? No clue. Detailed. Didn't remember getting it.
Look, I appreciate your time. I know you have to go. You're going dinner with some of the boys tonight. I have one more question for you, then we'll let you go.
Who's going to be starting quarterback at LSU?
No, that's not the question. Don't listen to him. The question is, we're talking about the defense a little bit. We're talking about how good they are. One position I think on the defense that is the biggest question mark, obviously, is the linebacking core. I don't think that they're not as deep. I know they signed. I think we just signed John Bostic, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What have you seen out of the linebackers, and what can we expect? And are they going to have some other moves before the end of training camp?
I wouldn't rule it out. Look, I think they're really good with their two guys who are going to be on the field the most. Obviously we all know what DeMario Davis is. He's awesome. He does not get near as much respect as he should. I think Pete Werner is somebody they're very, very high on. He's super intelligent, but he's a way better athlete than you'd think he'd be. That came out wrong, so I'm talking about the white linebacker.
That's the scouting report always. It's okay.
Wisconsin in here.
Yeah, maybe. But look, but he's one of the better athletes on the team, and everybody I talk to, they're he's coming in here asking questions that we don't know the answers to. He's somebody they're very excited about. But the problem is, he's been dealing with some injuries already this training camp. He's only made probably 4 or 5 practices, and he's just been out with a groin injury. And behind those two, I just don't there are a bunch of players who you think could maybe be good, but they've got a lot of guys who are pretty good on-ball linebackers. But I mean they play their whole game in sub defenses where they have 2 linebackers on the field, and you don't want this big bruising run defender in there trying to cover Kyle Pitts, or Christian McCaffrey. And that's the problem they have right now. So I think Chase Hansen had a pretty good game. He's somebody they could maybe bring in or to play if Pete Werner can't. I think Eric Wilson has been pretty solid as a potential backup option. A couple of years ago, he had 120 tackles for the Vikings. But I mean, you just don't really know. And I think that's going to be an area where they continue to try to address it as best they can. But it's probably looking at this defense right now, probably the weakest link on it, just in terms of depth.
All right, Lighty, one more question. CJ GJ wants a new contract. What's that look like?
CJGJ wants to what?
He wants a new contract. He said he wants a new contract before the season starts.
Yeah.
How's that negotiation going? What does that look like?
Well, I think the question is an issue of value, right? And and you look across the NFL, and the boundary cornerbacks, the outside cornerbacks are making more than, like, the top ones are making more than double the top slot corners.
Right.
And I think that's what the holdup is. I don't think they'd have a problem paying him, top of the market or near top of the market value for slot corner, because that's like $8-9 million a year. But I don't know if CJ Gardner-Johnson agrees with that, even though he's like always talking about like himself being one of the better slot corners. I think he wants like somewhere in between slot corner and look, I just think that's a tough negotiation.
Yeah.
And I think he's a really good player. But the Saints are like, hey, look, we just drafted this second rounder who we really like. We got Bradley Roby sitting there waiting in the wings. He's played slot. Like, if you want to play like hardball, if you don't want to sit out and don't play, we hate that, but we got guys who can sit in there and play. So, I think that's going to be, I would be really surprised if that's at all resolved before the start of the season. But the Saints are a surprising group sometimes. So hopefully I don't have to eat my words.
I hope so too. Luke, I appreciate it, man. Enjoy the good weather up there in Green Bay. Go drink some beers. When the season happens, I'll see you in New Orleans. We'll have a couple of drinks together.
Yeah, well, ayahuasca.
No ayahuasca.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm gonna go delete some spotted cows. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. All right, dude. I appreciate it, man. Next time we'll have you on, it'll be a video call. No more technical difficulties on our end. I appreciate it.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yep. Thank you.
He's making promises we can't keep.
A lot of good info there.
Yeah,
We stayed on a lot longer than I thought.
Good guy.
Great guy.
Loves to laugh.
Huh?
Loves to laugh.
He does. He loves to laugh. He joked with. I don't know. Just love that. Love that. Love.
The show. That's the show.
Good for the show. I think his thoughts on the Saints and what he's seeing, I think he kind of downplayed it a little bit. I think it's kind of what the national media is starting to see about the Saints.
Right,
and that's what
right.
you said. But it's like you look at them and he starts bringing up all these names and you're like,
good Lord.
Jesus Christ. Like, why are we not talking about the Saints again? And then you hear Ian Rappaport go there and he's at Saints practice and he's like, boys, Saints are going to be good. And, like, we obviously knew that. We knew how good the defense was. Like, linebacker, yeah, that's a question mark. Look, there's other guys that can fill in. You can go out and sign some other free agents. Like, guys are going to get cut that are probably not supposed to get cut, and they'll figure out a way to get these guys and make the salary cap work because it's not real. And then CJ thing I think is going to get figured out. And then you have two guys in the back end of the secondary who are awesome. You have two starting cornerbacks plus Bradley Roby, who's pretty good, plus CJGJ if he's there, plus your defensive line are full of monsters. Like, Saints are in a really good place defensively, and I think offensively people aren't giving them near enough credit.
I think it's weird because outside of the Dennis Allen thing, I think we have so many questions about this team, but like they're not like real questions. Like I think it's very obvious of what he's done in the past and then what he's done in a 6-game, even though that's a very short sample size, that, hey, you can get a better Jameis. And, hey, Jameis is obviously still just as talented as he's always been. Is he going to stay healthy? Okay, that's one thing. I think we got this Dennis Allen situation where you're like, oh, he was bad as a head coach before, but you forget that he's been here as the D coordinator.
And he was in a bad situation.
A bad situation. You got the same O coordinator that's been here the entire time that's still here. I was like, it is a lot of the same stuff in the same building. And then now you're adding in, which, if you look at it from 1 to 53, probably the most talented team they've had in a long time. So it's like, all right, I get it. Like, there's question marks, but it's like, man, it's hard to believe that they're going to be bad.
No doubt.
They came out with the NFL Top 100. A lot of Saints on the list, but not of them very highly ranked because, I mean, last year wasn't the way that you obviously scripted up. After Jameis went down.
You got 5 guys.
I mean, my question is, I wonder how many other teams have 5 guys. The Saints might have the most in the top 100.
You have 5 guys. 4 of the 5 are on defense. So Michael Thomas got snubbed.
Well, no,
Obviously
they do it based off
right.
of
Last year,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, I mean, let's say snubbed. He didn't get snubbed. He just
He's
obviously
a top
hasn't
100
played.
player.
It was a plan.
He's a top 100 player.
Yeah.
He didn't get put on there because he hasn't played, right? Jarvis has been in the top 100 before. He didn't have a great year last year. He wasn't on it. So you have 2 guys who have been on, and Jarvis isn't 34. Like, Jarvis is
He's like not
30
even
years
talked
old.
about this whole thing, which is crazy to me.
So, like,
That's
you have-
Jarvis.
It's crazy to me.
You have
That
the-
literally has been his life, though.
Right,
yeah.
Like, honestly.
No doubt.
That's been his life.
He doesn't care. He's going to go out there. He's going to ball. So you have guys like theoretically, you have guys on. You probably could have 7 guys in the top 100 talent-wise on the team. And Trevor Penning, PFF, and I know PFF isn't the end-all be-all, right? Like it's not like some people like it, some people don't like it. I don't think it's. I think it's good information. I don't think it's the oh my god, this means this guy's the best player.
It's not the Bible, but it's
But
great information.
He was the highest rated rookie player in the preseason this last preseason week at 90
Yeah.
as a starting left tackle in the NFL. Like this guy has a chance to be the real deal, right? Like there's a reason he got drafted in the first. There's a reason they trade up to get him. Like
There's a reason you let Armstead pretty much walk
Yep.
in that situation to get him,
so it's exciting. It's gonna be a fun season to watch them play.
Is Dalton playing with the visor on, or is that just for practice?
Practice.
Practice.
Damn.
A lot of
Talking
guys do
about
that.
practice.
For practice.
I know. Well, I know that, but I didn't know if Dalton had the fucking cock and balls to go out there with the
No.
blacked out visor.
I saw Josh Allen with one on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Josh Allen's kind of got that in him.
He's got that swag.
He's
I
not
feel
gonna
like
play with that on.
no. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This is the practice.
I know.
Josh
but
Allen.
I
ain't
just feel
playing
like Dalton shouldn't have it at all. But I'm wrong.
The Rocket could do.
The
what he
Rocket
wants.
What's the point of wearing a visor in practice? Like,
Cool.
It looks good.
yeah, but does Danny Dalton about looking good though?
That's what makes
They
me.
all
That's
are.
why I was asking.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't seem
They all
like a
do it.
visor guy.
It looks good.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Michael Vick, all team first visor.
Yeah, but he could run.
I know,
Like,
but he
that's-
got away with like the mirrored visor at quarterback, which is tough to do.
Yeah, true.
I think it got outlawed like after that,
It did.
right? Was it around that time?
It did. There's NFL.
Can't see where those are going. I need to see.
Hey, neither did he.
I need to see, baby.
I don't know what
NFL
they're
is getting
into.
close. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh
Hey,
man,
your
no,
boy-
I was curious to say this is the best time of the year. This is when you win all your bets. It's preseason football, baby.
He crushed it this weekend with the preseason games. The overs. If you want almost basically gimme bets right now, it's the overs. Preseason overs.
They're gonna change.
I know that's how it works. Preseason overs are getting hammered. There's more NFL talk, but I know we don't want to talk NFL talk. We'll talk NFL talk towards the end of the show. Let's get back to what I think a lot of people want to talk about. What we want to talk about, and that's LSU football.
I thought you were gonna say Sylvia Fowles retiring.
Congratulations, Sylvia Fowles, for her illustrious career and she's been in the NFL, WNBA for how long?
I think like 15 years. Anyway,
Long time. Anyway, LSU
Forever.
football. Obviously, the season's right there underway. Myles, Brennan, quarterback battle has been the topic of the offseason, right? Topic since spring practice started. Topic since they got back to camp. It's going to be a topic since they picked a starting quarterback. Myles Brennan was told he is not going to be the starting quarterback. So Myles Brennan says, okay, I appreciate your letting me know. I am going to retire from football. And
Why are you laughing, Lloyd?
he's actually played long enough to retire.
that's what I mean. He technically could have played this year and next year in college, which would have been a big, long career in the NFL, a longer career in college. But Myles
taking a gap year.
Before, listen, I'm not ever gonna trash this kid because he did everything you wanted him to do. He had a lot of unfortunate situations, things that he could not control.
Very unfortunate
And
situation.
he held himself at a high standard. He never badmouthed anything, never badmouthed the coaches. What had an opportunity, played well when he had the opportunity, unfortunately got hurt. Last year he was going to be a starting quarterback, had a little snafu fishing, and missed the season, right? Very unfortunate situations, and sometimes that's just the way it goes. Sometimes that's the way life goes. I feel bad for him, but I think that he is happy and probably at peace mentally. He's probably going to be able to relax a little bit. And shout out to Myles Brennan. I know your career didn't go the way you wanted it to go, but I think you have a lot of people. You want a lot of people over.
Here's a question: Do you think that he went into this situation with that on his mind, or do you think it kind of just grew as the summer, as camp kind of went? Like, hey, if this is where it is, I think I'm gonna be done with it.
I think once he came out of the portal and they signed Jaden Daniels, I think in his mind he was like, all right, I'm gonna go and battle this, and if I don't get this job, I'm done. Like I just can't. I've been through a lot. I'm exhausted,
I only want to play for one school.
and this is the only place I want to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to go anywhere else. I don't want to go learn another offense. I don't want to have to go through that grind again. And look, I respect him for it. I respect he's in college for 5 years. Like, I respect his decision. And, it's unfortunate he never got the opportunity to show the type of quarterback he could be, but.
God, that's crazy. Last game he played in threw for 430 yards.
I know.
And 4 touchdowns.
Best of luck to his whatever he decides to do in the future. I don't know
Best
I don't know what he wants to do. I don't know if he wants to coach. I don't know if he wants to whatever he wants to do.
I think he wants to get hammered in the student section and have a blast.
How do you know?
Because that's what I would do.
Because you want to sit next to him?
I've already been there, done that. And he really is. Like, it's kind of funny to see considering how his career played out and a lot of what ifs with Myles Brennan. But I would say he is as famous as it gets on an LSU campus. Like, regardless of, I guess numbers, if you want to put it that way,
he's been
like playing time. But he is as recognizable as anybody here.
Think about it. Over the last 4 years, really, since Joey B came in, because at that point, him and Joey B were technically competing for the starting job, right? Like,
yeah.
Since he came in, Myles Brennan has always been in the conversation.
Yeah, but see, he's
except
always
minus 19 because
yeah, but he's always been tapped as like, hey, he's the next guy up. For a long time.
For a long time, and then every time he'd show flashes and he'd get in there and he'd have some moments, you're like, okay, this guy has a chance, and then it just seems like every time he would start to get there, something would happen.
Yep.
He might have bad luck.
Obviously,
sooner or later it's going to go right for him.
That's what happens. But that brings the quarterback race down to 2, right? You have 3 guys in the room now. Jaden Daniels and Nussmeier are the 2 guys, obviously, that are competing for the starting job. I think right now Jaden has the upper hand, but it is very much a competition. Mm-hmm. And I think Brighton Kelly has made sure to make that known. And I think, Nussmeier's back at practice. He was full go today, correct? Yeah. And I think that
reps for the first team.
Yeah, and I think that shows you that it's still a competition.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll hear about it.
Well, I say this is right around the time where he said, "Hey, these guys are going to start separating themselves." So here you go. This is the thick of the competition right here.
It's the 15th.
What you've seen before has literally just been what it was. This is about where it gets real for.
Listen, we said there's 20 days until the season, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about on the show that I think 2 weeks-ish, 10 to 12 days before the first game of the season is when that decision is going to be made, which is a week away. So this is nut cutting time, boys.
Who you got?
I still think Jaden Daniels starts the season. I think Nuss starts more games throughout the course of the year, but I think Jaden Daniels starts this opening game.
Over under on a percentage of if we see both game 1.
Both in game 1?
Mm-hmm.
Like a percentage of plays or like a percentage of
No, just the fact that, all right, this thing isn't moving,
play.
Here comes Nuss. Or other way around.
I don't know.
Honestly, I think there is probably a good chance.
I think there's a good shot you see both. Now,
if Jaden Daniels starts and plays extremely well, you don't.
Yeah. Well, shit.
But I think you do see both.
Does he have a history of doing this?
What?
Brian Kelly.
He's played 2 quarterbacks.
I thought I remember. Yeah. I think it's possible.
Even if he doesn't want to.
Yeah,
he doesn't want.
Even if it's not like a blowout, or I think it's possible. Even if they are moving it and doing it, I think it's probably possible.
I'll tell you what I think it is. I think they want Jaden to be able to throw it enough to where they don't have to put Nussmeier in there. I think that's what they want because I think they think Jaden's legs are electric and game-changing, and they are.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty.
Now
obvious.
listen, let's not forget about this.
We know who the better thrower is.
Let's not forget about this.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels had a 65% completion percentage at Arizona State on a trash-ass team.
Yeah.
Trash-ass division, too.
And he's on an offensive scheme with Herm Edwards. I think Herm Edwards is stuck in the 80s.
I'm talking about them Devils now.
Right? They weren't good. They're in shambles. They're a debacle over there as well.
They were sleeping. Yeah, no, we got to get a shirt.
I know.
Herm had people sleeping out in the stadium so he could recruit them. He was doing all sorts of stuff that's what are you? This isn't Miami in the 80s.
But my point is, with all of that going on and everything happening, and I know the division wasn't as good, but the team obviously that he was on wasn't as good.
Put it like this: they went and got him for a reason. A guy that's got as much experience as he has, that if you can come in and coach him up right, it could take off.
But he had a 65. He could throw the ball enough to where
yeah,
this guy's competent as a thrower. He's not just a runner. He can throw. 65% completion is good.
Yeah.
If you switch his stats from obviously if you do them in reverse, Uno reverse card. To where his last year was his freshman year, people would be ecstatic that he's coming to LSU.
No doubt.
So obviously potential is there.
For
and
sure.
we've said, like, we saw it even in the spring game. You can see the legs are different.
Yeah,
like, we know
for
we
sure.
like to say that Nuss
Absolutely.
can move around a lot, and Nuss can. Jaden Daniels
Jaden's
is different.
Nuss is an athletic quarterback. He's a thrower and that can run. Jaden Daniels is an electric runner. Like, he can still throw the football, but like he is a
I feel
runner.
like Nuss can move the pocket. I feel like Jaden can hit you for 80.
Yeah.
Oh, he can take, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that's kind of where you get it.
On
you know
any
what I mean?
given play, you can take it to the house.
Yeah.
No doubt. It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's going to be fun. At least, listen, and we talked about Brian Kelly being really good with quarterbacks. We talked about how bad Ian Book has been in the NFL. We talked about how bad he looked in the preseason game, but how good he was in college, right? Like, he was a guy. Now, he wasn't the best quarterback in the league, but he was.
Got him drafted, coach.
Yeah, he got drafted in the 4th round. I think it was the 4th round. I don't know exactly his draft plays, but he got drafted in the 4th round. They traded up to get him, I think.
No, that's Tommy Stevenson late in the.
I think
late in
it.
the
I think
seventh.
it's
yeah,
safe.
Sean be another.
I think it's safe to say when he was in
Taysom.
college, you looked at that offense like I think we got other weaker links than that guy behind center.
Like, hey, this guy can win us games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's with Brian Kelly at the helm.
Yeah,
and I think that we have more talented quarterbacks in the room right now than Ian Book.
I would have get.
And I think that bodes well for our season because I think that we actually have a guy that's running this team that is good at developing quarterbacks. So that's a good sign going forward. What did you see on the defense today? Have you seen?
I mean, they were doing a little bit of install in the quarters formation, so they were very multiple. Like the front seven won't change out as much as the defensive backs will. They were running.
Do we have enough defensive backs to change out that
So
much?
I was at the offense when I walked around. They were doing install. They had Richardson, the McNeese transfer, Converse, Oklahoma State transfer, with Major Burns and I want to say it was
Sage.
Yeah, I want to say it was Sage or TJ or Ward, and then next play they all switched out, and it was Mekhi Gardner, Seven Banks, Fouché, and Todd Harris.
I mean, I guess we do have a good amount of. I mean, they have we have more cornerbacks than I thought we had. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, because Sage and Greg Brooks have really tailored into the nickel role to where all the other guys are on the outside. You got Mekhi Gardner, Seven Banks, Converse, Richardson, and then at safety you have Majors back healthy. Blanking. You have
Jay Ward.
Fouché, Jay Ward, Todd Harris is somehow still here. And I mean, so you have more depth than you thought. And a big part of that actually is the Richardson kid coming in and playing well.
For McNeese?
Yeah.
We totally swing and miss on that. Had no idea that he was going to be a player.
Which is awesome.
I know.
And
That's
you know who that is?
That's Frank.
That's Frank said,
Uncle.
hey, this guy's good. Like,
Yeah.
this guy is like, he's not just a filler. Like, this guy's going to play a little bit for us. Maybe a lot bit for us.
6'1", 190.
That's a good size.
Nice
It's a
little
good
long
size
corner.
D-back.
That's what I'm saying. That's
a great size
That's the
dude.
Yeah.
Corey. That's the Corey Raymond mold of the long.
Long arm.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. Is Kylan Jackson a defensive back? He's an athlete, right? Or is he a defensive back?
I think he's a safety.
Safety.
He's a
4-star
safety.
safety.
Safety. Jordan Matthews is a cornerback, though.
Jordan Matthews needs to reconsider his
He's going
decisions.
to. He's
Yeah.
going to.
There's an electric commitment, though.
Lance Hurd is September 1st.
Kai Preen tomorrow.
Yep. Lance Hurd, I think, he's a 5-star, right? I think it's looking good for LSU. LSU is just doing you proud. I'm very happy for you.
I'm
That
just glad Brian Kelly listens to the show.
I am too.
What else would he do?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's busy or anything.
I mean, Jay Johnson listens to it.
I don't know if he listens to it right now.
Probably not.
It's okay.
You call him?
You think Jay's actually having like?
Orange juice.
You think he's actually relaxed right now?
No.
No.
I feel so bad for him. He seems like.
I mean, right now, why can't he be like the draft's over? Everybody's signed. You have your team. Like,
now we got to get better.
season, the game has. I mean, practice hasn't started yet. This is the one time of the year that now you can like, okay, let me get my. You already know he has a plan ready for the season, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna relax. Let me not show up at the field
Have an
at
orange
7
juice.
I
o'clock
just
in
got
the
the
morning.
feeling that he's not.
Me either. Yeah,
I don't know.
because I feel like he's
Maybe
put
not.
his.
I feel like he found something to kind of keep going at. I don't know.
The target is squarely on his back
Maybe
now. He's
not.
like, I brought in
Yeah,
in
it is.
the.
I hate to keep talking
Mother
about it because
load.
I don't want to feel like we're putting more of a target, but I feel like it's there.
Oh, it's there. He knows.
Like
it.
it's like
knows it.
bullseye on his shirt, every one of them that he puts.
Yeah,
on.
He should change his jersey number to just a bullseye.
He definitely knows it. Jack Besh back at practice.
Yeah, he was back. He was doing his own thing on one of the other practice fields.
Shocker.
But he was. I mean, he looked good. Looked healthy.
I think he's good. I don't think you have to worry about him.
I think it's
I'm
a
not worried.
manageable thing that they're
Ready.
just trying to get him as close to healthy.
Listen,
And
keep him
Chris
there
Hilton
possible.
was back too. He was back working with the receiver group.
Nice. Let's not forget 20 days. Like he's got plenty of time to like.
He's
be ready.
and he's the kind of guy where like you feel comfortable if he just shows up on game day. Like he's just a football player that will go and give it 110%. Like if he shows up on game
but
day,
it's not,
you
it's
feel
not
good.
about the effort. It's not about him being able to produce. It's about him just getting in the
Yeah.
flow
Well,
of everything.
he's got to get in game shape. Too,
yeah, right,
so,
right. And that's
what
can't
he
get in
did.
game shape unless you're on the field.
Yeah,
You can run, do everything you want.
yeah. Got to play football. to
Gotta
really
play football to get in game shape. But
Did
you
y'all see
found that out this weekend.
I did. We're
Did
gonna
y'all
get there.
did y'all see the clip? I think it was Guillory laid out John Emery in their little install today. Like just
Oh, I
kind of
didn't
bounced,
see it.
kind of just like gave him a little shoulder tap when they were doing install and hit him way harder than he must have thought. Emery went flying about 3 yards. Like damn.
Have the running backs look really good.
Yeah, they look great. And Noah Kane was running with the ones today, and Emery was with the twos. But I mean, they're all going to split carries.
Yeah. God, I'm so excited for football season.
I need football season to get here.
I need it.
But it wasn't.
Gotta
no,
have it.
so
Need tickets.
Well, a lot of people probably need tickets. And if you do
do-
need tickets, that's a great segue. Floyd, good job.
Thank you.
If you do need tickets, we got them for you. Thanks to our friends at Caesar Sportsbook, you can enter to win 4 free tickets in the club level seats to the LSU Florida State game on September 4th. All you have to do is download the app and use the promo code MMLSU15 to enter to win. Now, here's the deal, and I want to apologize because I know it gets a little bit tricky, and the way this stuff is set up, I know it's not ideal. It's not the way you want it to be. We have the MikeDUp15 promo code that is still active. That is fine, right? But if you use that code, if you've already used that code, unfortunately, due to the rules and due to the
Red tape.
red tape that Caesar's told us that you're not allowed to enter. But if you're married, have a girlfriend, have a friend that doesn't have it,
A child.
a child, I
A
guess you
dog.
could. I guess you could use a child.
Definitely.
Use their information. Sign up with the Caesars Sportsbook app. Use the promo code MMLSU15 and make a bet. Doesn't matter what the bet is. Make a bet, and you enter to win 4 tickets to this game. Now, the same type of bet applies, right? It's a risk-free bet up to $1,500. So whatever amount of money you want to bet on this game or on this bet, you get that money back if you lose. Now, hopefully you don't lose and you win, and you don't have to worry about it. You get that money back in betting credits. Like I said, if you've already applied using the MikeDUp15 code, we very much appreciate that. And I am sorry that you can't do it again, but
Not our fault.
it's not our fault. We don't make the rules. But you do have friends, and you do have, I'm sure, hopefully you have a significant other or a child or somebody else that you can just go ahead and use it and use their information, sign up, and get the tickets. Again, 4 free tickets, September 4th, Florida State LSU game. We're going to be there. I'm going to get y'all there. Don't worry. I'm going to get y'all there.
I say, because if you use your child and you need somebody to watch them, if you get the tickets, you don't want to bring your kid, I might be available to babysit.
I don't know if you want to do that. I don't know. Listen, I will say this.
Lloyd's good with dogs.
Lloyd has dogs. Was babysitting my dog, Kobe, and
Could be Bean.
Kobe loved him. He did a very good job. My house was
Love
standing
Xanax.
upright.
TV was in a different place, but that's neither here nor
Bed
there.
was had to
The
sleep in
TV,
his
the
bed.
TV. Well, my Roku wasn't on my TV anymore, and there's a lot of things. Lloyd was mad at me that my guest room TV wasn't working. Nobody sleeps in there.
But other than that, smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing. Kobe was happy.
Kobe was happy.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So Lloyd is responsible in that sense. But I don't want Lloyd to babysit your child. I'd rather you go to the game. You just hire a professional babysitter.
Because you'll have free tickets.
Because you'll have free tickets using the MMLSU15 promo code. Now, again, I also have to offer these. We have 4 Saints preseason tickets. It's Saints 15 if you want the 4 preseason tickets to the Saints Chargers game.
If there's anything to look up to The first team still looks really good. Even
Hey,
when
you're
they
going to see
sit 18
Jameis. You may
guys.
see Jameis.
I mean, you might see Ian Book, dude.
Hey, listen.
The Red Rocket will be there.
The Red Rocket will be there. You're going to see the defense in there. Just go in there and support the boys.
It's fucking New Orleans.
It's New Orleans.
Go have a
Come
good
on.
time.
You know that city will be drinking and
MM
having a
Saints
good
15,
time.
same
Shit, I wanna
thing.
No matter
go.
if it's a real game or not.
If you want to take LSU tickets, LSU 15. That's what you need.
Also in New Orleans.
Also in New Orleans. Also on a Sunday. Also the day before Labor Day. So
We're not going.
no,
I
no
don't
shirt
think
on
we'll
Labor
be
Day.
off on Labor Day.
You don't?
No. Got a feeling we'll have to do some sort of post game.
Oh.
I mean, I might be good, dead.
We'll have a show that night then.
We should do it from New Orleans and stay.
Should do it from Lloyd's bedroom because he won't be
We
able to
did
leave.
that last year, LSU UCLA, because Jordy's house flooded, and so we had to do the all leading up to
you
UCLA.
exposed the UDL.
I think people know by now. I don't know if people didn't know the entire time, but it was flooded, no internet, no nothing. It was shot, cooked, and debacle. And so we just woke up. I moved all this shit to my house, and we did it up from the old cave upstairs.
Using the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we got great internet at the old Courtney abode.
Nice. We got great internet today, apparently.
That was a dumb phone call on my part.
Are we still on the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, but we only have like 2 bars, which makes me nervous. But I guess it's holding
We're
strong.
still going?
Oh yeah.
Totally
Anybody in
strong.
the chat saying that we're not doing good?
No, I mean, like internet-wise or show-wise.
Both.
Both.
Man,
They don't like the show.
I love the show.
No, they don't. That's okay.
We
Hey, speaking of loving the show, I was at the Best Dress Ball this weekend.
What is
And
that?
Yeah, what was that?
It's a gala for like the for cancer. It's like the American. Is it the American Cancer Society? I think it
so.
is.
Yeah.
ACS.
Is that what it is? And
You
it's
tell
actually
me,
it's
you
really,
went.
well, I don't know. I mean, it's for the Cancer Society, I think.
Yeah.
But it was very
Shows
good.
how much
This-
he
was
was
he gonna
paying
fix
attention
your
to the
cancer?
For
cost.
very
You
good
didn't see
cause.
ACS anywhere?
Mikey Gibbs' wife was being honored. She actually had a really cool moment. She was the last one out, and she got her head. She shaved her head on the stage, and so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool
That's not-
moment.
That's not her first time doing that either, is it?
That's the first time I think she shaved it.
Really?
But she's
She's
cut
cut it
shit
really
real
short before. Yeah.
It was really cool.
But she ever
moment. It was
did
a
it
very
on stage?
on stage. It was a very powerful moment.
Oh yeah, just buzz straight up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I saw a clip. That was cool.
Yeah.
So
No
powerful moment, but it was the
The
whole
crowd,
point.
crowd go wild?
Yeah, the whole point. Very emotional for a lot of people in the crowd, obviously.
I bet.
But the whole reason I'm talking about the Best Dress Ball is it was towards the end of the night, and you like that.
I
You like
did.
that.
I
You did like
did.
that. I wasn't Brian Kelly in the dance on that thing.
Oh, he did.
I didn't dance. I did the hang low or
Hang
what is it?
10, hang loose.
Hang
I mean,
loose.
if Mikey didn't dance, that means he didn't have enough. Then
Didn't have,
Ah.
he must have
Coach,
either driven home
I
or
was-
was
I
with a
was-
group.
I was very sore from the day, earlier in the day.
Ah.
And I was trying to mask the pain with some alcohol. It was a lot. But anyway, so I was hanging out and we were talking. Well, someone comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, bro, fucking very animated. Fucking
Just left the bathroom?
love the show. Love the show. Love what y'all are doing. Y'all are doing great." I'm like, "Hey, I appreciate that, man." I'm talking about to the point where I'm like, "Damn, this guy is a true fan." I'm like, "Hey, okay."
I really
People do
thought you
like
were
it.
about to say he was gonna argue with you about a call.
No.
No. Agent athletes or something.
No,
Hey, I'm the guy you fouled against the backboard.
no. So the referee had
We'll save it.
He
We can
had
save it.
rabbit ears, and I didn't say anything much. I said it kind of to myself.
So
And
you
he
said
started,
it pretty loudly.
And he started chirping at me, and then I started chirping back.
If you
at him, and I
watch
wasn't
the
talking
show,
to him.
you already know Mikey doesn't have a 6-inch voice, so you said it pretty loudly.
Yeah, but it was very. I was competitive, and I was trying to hold that in. And part of this thing is don't be a dick, right? And I was trying not to be a dick.
D-bad.
Yep. And I was trying not to be a dick, but I got competitive, and then something happened on the other side, and I got
Really
my
competitive.
competitive juices really started flowing, and so I just, we ended up winning. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. We won the basketball game.
Tell us about that football game, though. That's what we
First
really
flag
wanna hear
football game was nails, right? Was throwing dimes, I was picking passes off. Second game,
about. Something tells me he's been thinking about how to deliver this.
No.
to us.
I've
Listen,
heard
I
a
didn't.
couple of
I
rough
didn't
drafts.
know. I did not know that we only had 6 total possessions, right? It was an abbreviated.
What was it over under?
6.
6.
He said definitely over too.
Definitely over touchdown 6.
It was 5.5 was the over under, but I didn't know that was 6. Anyway,
He said definitely over.
And
First-
somebody said definitely under.
first game
No,
great.
Absolutely under.
First game great. Second game,
Heavy legs.
I tried to force the
What
issue.
was the stats in the first game? Just spit them out.
I had three tutties,
Oh, 3 touchdowns
No.
in the first one. 0 picks
2 tutties,
in the first one.
2 tutties in the first one.
No picks.
No picks.
Okay, clean game.
Second game,
Danny Etling.
2
Rated
picks.
high.
Second game, 2 picks.
Ooh,
How many
goodness.
tuds?
Came right back.
Just 1.
Oh,
Ratioed.
oh.
Yeah, 1 and a 2-point conversion. But like, I forced the issue. They dropped back in zone.
Were they
I
tips
held
or
it.
were you trying? Or were they just clean?
No, they were clean.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Chested him.
No, so the second one, I overthrew a slant route and can't do that. And
At least you know. Can't
So
do
you
that.
missed the target on
I
the
missed.
first one.
Well, yeah, I rushed it. Whatever. The first one, they dropped back in the zone and got me a little bit. You know, it was man the whole game.
They confused the kid.
They
Got
dropped
him a
me,
little bit.
and I held it. It was 4 seconds, and I was like, "Shit, I'm about to be at the 4 second." And I tried to fit it in there. It was not a good move. It was all my fault. It was all me.
All
It
right.
was all me.
To who? Who was the go-to guy?
The second one was David. That was my. He was open. I just overthrew him. We ran the same
Safety-
play.
gotta hone that thing in, man.
Safety
Jeez.
lurked over the top and just right.
No, it was I rushed the slant because I tried to get rid of it quick, try to get him the ball quick so he could run, and I just I left it up
That
a little
arm
bit
slide.
and it went over his head. You know how it works.
Come on, bring that thing down now.
I had a badass interception though in the first game. That was cool.
Well, hold on. Before we get there, did the team
Wait, no.
that you played in the second game watch you in the first game?
No,
Okay.
I got to hear about game 3 though. What happened? in
no,
game
no.
three?
We only had 2 games
Only
of
2
flag
games,
football.
okay.
2 games flag football, 2 games basketball, 2 games volleyball.
6
Which,
games
by the
total.
way, it's 8 games total.
God Lord.
Softball too.
Oh, okay.
Which I also softball was the
Biggest
first softball game. Listen to me, slow pitch softball like this kind of softball.
It's different.
It's different, and we only had like I said.
Strike zone's like nipple to neck.
Well, it's
so
not
like
even strike zones. It's so this was an abbreviated.
tough.
So you can only hit one side of the field, right? So you have to let this thing
It's
travel.
like 4-man ball.
Yeah. You have to let this thing travel, right? So, like, I was popping some stuff up because I was, swing has to change a little bit. That's not what the issue was. I'm playing outfield, which I've played outfield my whole life.
I've done that quite a bit.
And I'm sitting out there, and we're winning, and
He's picking goobers.
I'm, like, doing whatever. And so I'm thinking, like, I'm not thinking this guy hitting is going to, like, hit over my head. So he hits it. And I nonchalantly take a couple steps up. I'm like, oh, shit. I missed.
Oh, first read was up?
Yeah, that's about. I was like, it's going over my head. And it was muddy. I get stuck. I tried to dive.
Mud.
Missed the ball.
Mud.
Land in the mud. My pants slide down to my knees. I'm running after the ball with my pants down. With just my tights. They tie the game. End in a tie.
This day doesn't sound as good as I thought it was supposed to.
No,
be.
That was-
and something could have gone worse.
We came out third overall because we ended up like
because
winning.
you tied in softball.
We
you got
tied that
Mikey
one.
No
We
Pants out
should
there.
would have come out second if we won that one. That was on me.
What inning?
Captain Underpants in the outfield over here.
Yeah.
Make it
The
closer.
second game. No, the second game I figured some stuff out and
Was-
What, how to
y'all had a
throw the
team
fly
picture.
ball?
Wait, time out. Y'all had a team picture after this thing? Like there has to
No.
be a muddy.
no team picture.
That's what I said. We
'Cause
really
you
dropped.
jumped in the truck and just got out of there. You was like, I'm out.
No, I had to clean up. I was a rookie. I had to clean up.
Bro, what is going on in this thing right now?
Oh
Hey,
boy, it was
the
fun.
Avatar definitely came out.
It
man.
did.
That's-
It did. It was listen, I underestimated the situation early. I'll never let
You
that
tried
happen
to big
again.
league it.
Mikey,
I'll never let that happen
Mikey
again.
dove in the mud, threw
Lost
a couple
his
picks,
pants.
lost his pants.
Hey, basketball is good though.
Oh my
Yeah, you got
god!
a technical.
No technical fouls. No,
And you
technical.
chest bumped the ref.
No chest bumping the ref. No.
It's not like this went awful.
Nope. But I'm telling you, hey, I was cramping. Like I haven't cramped that much since probably football. Like since I played football. The last game of softball we're playing, and I'm like, we're counting down the outs, and me and David are in the outfield, and I'm in center, and,
Yeah, y'all are counting to each other while people are looking
And-
over your head.
and we're winning by like 8 runs, right?
Well,
And
Oh, that's why you stopped paying attention.
These guys start hitting the ball like
Screw your ERA.
down the left field line, ground balls. And David kept having to run down the lines. He keeps cramping, like he's squatting down. We're just waiting for this game to end. It's 9-8 now. They hit a ball in the gap. And I'm so tired. I'm thinking like, David's like jogging out. He looks at me and goes, "All you, bro." Hey, David lays out, catches it. That was the last out. We won the game. I'm like, "Hey, dude, great catch. I'm sorry. I had nothing left in the tank to go get that one."
Got room.
All you, man.
You got it.
All you.
You're trapping it.
I appreciate it. Hey, but we got the draft, the flag football draft on Thursday.
Where do you think you're gonna go?
I don't know. I'm playing quarterback though. That's actually the real flag football.
Who were the other quarterbacks? Or were the other quarterbacks good?
I didn't see them all because the way that works is you have the games you're playing, and then once you're done, you have like 4 minutes to get from that field to whatever other sport you're going to play. So like it's rapid fire, right?
Yeah.
So like we had to hurry up and get in the truck and go. So I didn't see the other ones, but look, it's a learning experience.
What about the ones y'all played against?
They weren't bad. The second team that beat us,
I hope they're listening right now.
the second team that beat us, he was kept rolling. They had the right. He
They had
obviously played flag football before.
They had plays.
He was rolling out. They're flooding right. The whole deal. Yeah,
It's different.
it's different. I'm looking forward to the actual like season of flag football.
I can't wait for these updates every week.
Me too.
We're gonna get the camera crew. We're
Hey,
gonna
pick
bring
sixes.
Jack out.
Yeah, we're gonna
there.
make this happen.
Would you have been, if he would have been able to film you this weekend?
I would have been more locked in.
That's not what I was gonna ask.
Okay.
I was gonna say, would you be, no matter of how if you were locked in or not, the content that would have come out, considering what you did, like that.
Yeah, it's fine. I would have laughed. I'd have been good. with it.
Okay.
That would have been great for the trailer.
God,
Yeah.
that would have been great. I wish we could have got some of that.
Speaking of, we need to make a trailer for the show.
I mean, I can't even get the fucking stream to work.
Oh, we're not on.
No.
We're not streaming.
You already saw the show?
But yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a lot harder than I thought physically, but it was good. My Whoop said I burned 4,500
Oh
calories.
God.
Yeah, it was tough,
What was
dude.
the strain?
Yeah, army crawls are hard.
19.7.
Pretty good day right there.
Yeah.
What's your highest strain ever?
20.1.
From?
During COVID, we worked out in the morning and we played spike ball for like 3 hours, and that was it.
I don't trust a Whoop. I don't know. I mean, spike ball? What about drinking? That doesn't put the strain past 20?
No, that puts your recovery not over 20.
At 0.
Not over 20.
Maybe that's why I need it.
Yeah, that's definitely why you need it. You know,
Just wake up and be like, I'm going to do it anyway.
probably.
What
You've
else
seen
we
me in
talking
the gym.
Probably. Yeah, I saw you in the gym.
Hey, Joe Burrow's back.
Still made a joke. Got a joke in.
Throwing dimes.
Joe Burrow's back throwing dimes.
Yeah, the arm still works.
Yeah, arm still works. He looks like he hadn't missed a beat.
The rangefinder's
Your boy,
good.
hey, your boy Baker, looks like he's the lead dog for the starting quarterback spot in Carolina.
What's that mean?
It's your boy. He's gonna be a Pro Bowler this year.
What's that mean?
Comeback player of the year, Baker Mayfield would not be a bad bet.
So,
Trey,
wait, what?
I think. Well, I already put my for Michael Thomas. So
What, comeback player?
yeah,
I have one for Jameis and Mikey T.
I don't have one for James. I have him leading the league. Well, I guess if he led the
Well,
league
I'm
in
about to
passing
say,
yards, he probably
yeah,
would be
I'm about
comeback.
to say, yeah. If Michael Thomas has a comeback player of the year type year, Jameis has got to be in there.
Hey, Trey Lance looks like a guy.
He does.
A
I
guy.
trust. I'll say this. I trust Shanahan. I don't know why. That guy's good.
I think Trey Lance is in the best offense he possibly can be in.
Yeah.
Right? Like
They pulled the trigger for a reason. They
Yeah,
traded
like-
up very high.
he is going to hand the ball off, and he's going to play action and throw the shit out of these deep balls.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
He dropped a dime.
I mean,
There was going to
That's
be a
what he's
good
gonna
player
do.
for them this year just because they got that kind of arm. That IU guy.
oh yeah, and Elijah Mitchell's gonna be a baller again. If
From?
he stays healthy. ULO.
Brennan Ayuk? From?
Arizona State.
Oh, yeah.
That's another big
Some
reason.
players.
Well, not to
Debo
bring it
Samuel
to
from.
court.
South Carolina.
Good job.
Yeah.
George Kittle from
Iowa.
Iowa.
Oh, that was going to take me.
Yeah, that I didn't know.
You know that?
Didn't know that one.
And then Kenny Pickett looks good.
From?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Kenny Pickett. I know the two gloves are a little
Georgia.
weird. Two gloves a little weird, but he looked good. I mean, he looked like he was like.
Do what you
comfortable.
want if you complete him, bro. It don't matter these days.
I don't care about it. It's gonna take a little while, but he looked good. I mean, he had full control of the offense, right? Like, I mean, I didn't get to watch as much as I wanted to. I watched a lot of the highlights.
Isn't that funny that we look so forward to it and they're just like, oh, I'm not going to
Well,
watch
it wasn't. I just couldn't.
Yeah,
Not all the games are televised.
I know. What is it?
It's bullshit.
What are they doing?
I don't know. I hate it. Hate it.
NFL Plus.
Is that a thing?
Have they started it yet?
Yeah.
How much is it?
$5 a month.
That's it.
I think they're gonna make so much money on that this year.
I'm in there. I mean,
like $5 a month. That's
listen,
all
I'm gonna pay for it, and I'm probably never gonna use it.
Yeah, you will.
Can you share your account?
What is it? What do they have? What are they gonna have?
All year.
I don't know. What are they gonna have? Are they gonna play games? Are they gonna actually like show games on there?
Yeah.
But I have Red Zone.
It's not. It's the full game.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're taking. So
There is this. This is in place of the.
It's like
Sunday
MLB.
ticket
It's
this year.
like MLB TV.
NFL
but
tickets
NFL.
done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
DirecTV's dead.
I
So
think
what?
so.
It's like MLB TV,
No.
but for the NFL.
Right?
DirecTV NFL ticket has if it's dead. I mean, if
This
that's
is
it,
in
it's
place
dead.
of the ticket. So it's NFL Plus and it's $5. That's what I said. I'm like, they're gonna make so much money on this because people are actually gonna do this. The ticket was so
How is it only
ridiculous before that you're
$5
like,
a month?
That's a shit ton.
I literally just bought it yesterday.
How much is NFL ticket? $50 a month? $50?
That's my point. I'm like, there's no one that's gonna say no to this now.
And they're not carrying live games on there.
I just watched the game yesterday. I watched
Yeah,
the
yeah, but that's
replay.
preseason.
preseason. It's preseason though.
I'm pretty sure it's all year.
Confirm.
I can't confirm nor deny.
Can you not gonna look on the internet?
I can.
I'll look on the internet.
No, I'll
on the
look it
internet.
up. You host the show.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if that's the case, I'm buying it.
I'm like, what? Huh?
Oops.
Host the show. You're
I'm
great.
hosting. But I mean, I like Red Zone. I really do.
I do too.
I like if it's the Saints. I'm obviously watching just the Saints.
Yeah.
And then commercials, I may skip over to the other game, but like it's gonna be the
If
Saints.
there's not legit a game that I'm like really interested in, like I kind of really want to see what's going on, then I'm on the Red
Right.
Zone.
It
But sometimes I
says-
kind of like to see more of what's
No,
going on.
I'm with
than
you. I'm
just
with you.
when
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Cross the 50 and what's going on. You know?
So NFL Plus says live out of market preseason games, live local regular season and postseason
Which you
games,
already have.
and live prime time.
So it's going to give
So
you
just so across the
same
country,
shit you
just
already have.
preseason.
Yeah, but if you're here,
So I bet you what they're gonna do is they're gonna have a
Lloyd,
little
you
bit.
travel a lot. What have you going on a Sunday?
I don't travel.
I mean, you've literally taken more trips than me in the last 3 months.
That's true. You've
Oh,
been
I'm
on a
still
lot of
waiting for my invitation.
You've been on a lot of vacations.
I know. We're still in the process.
Uh-huh.
We're
Oh.
working.
Did you get some stamps?
Hey, what's your
Okay.
what's your feeling though? Is it gonna be Halloween or is it gonna be November?
I think November. I'd rather November.
Okay.
I don't care either, honestly.
I mean, obviously.
What are y'all talking about?
His party.
Little shindig. Going away party.
Into your life party. I'm just joking, Morgan. I'm just joking. It's just the beginning of his life.
Morgan, I'd love to meet you.
We love you.
We're best
You'll
friends.
meet her.
At the wedding.
No, at the football game.
Yeah.
I don't have tickets.
I told you I'm gonna get you there.
He said I'm going to Cabo.
The game's before Cabo.
The games
Okay,
before
that's
that.
it. Let me lay the groundwork.
Yeah, there you
Let her
go.
know that I'm
There you
okay.
go, yeah.
I can hang in the back. I don't have to be the center of attention.
There you go.
But NFL's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's exciting. It's almost here. We'll talk more about it on Wednesday. I do want to talk about this Fernando Tatis stuff because we didn't really get to talk about it on Friday when it came out. We did break. Did you break the news? Right? You were on.
I believe so.
Yeah.
You broke it to the nation. You said, "Hey, you know what? This is my insider in baseball too." But so, if you don't know what happened, Fernando Tatis Jr. tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug. It is called cholesterol. Okay. Cholesterol is an anabolic steroid. Okay. The PR team for the Padres came out and said that, or I guess Fernando Tatis in his statement came
a
out,
quote.
which I would assume came from the PR team to Fernando Tatis, said that he had a ringworm?
Yeah.
A ringworm, and he was using cholesterol to treat the ringworm, which is a common treatment. Well, I think the PR guy mistyped in Google, probably typed
He
in
copy and pasted.
cholesterol, and it probably said, I think, are you searching for clobestol? Very similar, not the same.
A couple of letters different.
Very similar, but very different. And it said it is a.
It's like, yeah.
It is a treatment for
It's a topical treatment for ringworm.
ringworm.
So let's just go to the logistics of this whole thing.
So
right?
the doctors
Let's-
came out.
Let's really
Doctors,
think about how this thing
quotes.
went. So wherever this test was, it was probably in San Diego or in San Antonio. He's been with the team like every day, right?
The
So
team
people-
has known this for a while. I
So,
guarantee it.
well, I mean, that's my point. So people know the logistics of this thing, right? Like, because people don't really get an inside look at this. He's been with the team for a while. Why would you need to go to an outside doctor to treat a ringworm?
I would assume that's a very treatable thing.
Why wouldn't you just go to the team, be like, hey, I got this right here to treat this, right? So with that being said, I didn't know is, to me, sounds like horseshit.
It is
Right.
horseshit. Doctors said it's horseshit.
So the doctors came out and said okay, so Clostebol is the topical cream or the treatment for the ringworm. I don't even know how to say it. It's
You're
a
doing
few
great.
It's a few letters off. Is the steroid. The steroid, which is a little bit longer of a word, doctors said it calms down the immune system and it makes a ringworm much worse. It is absolutely the last treatment that we would prescribe for a ringworm. So therefore,
not only did they get the names wrong, the one that they're saying he took would make the ringworm worse.
yes.
yeah, they're basically saying, why would we treat an infection with antibiotics or anabolic steroids?
Yes.
Oh, the cream in the clear. It's gonna do
So-
something. He didn't even need steroids.
What happened? The reason why he took it is to get back on the field. That's why he took it. He's been hurt. He wants to get back. I'm assuming that's why he wants to get back on the field, right? That's why a lot of people take these types of things to make them healthier, faster, to make them back on the field faster.
But it's an anabolic steroid. Is that what an anabolic steroid is doing?
I don't know. Maybe somebody told him that's what it was going to do. Either way,
Stuff like, I'm just saying, look, bro, at the end of the day, the kid's electric when he's on the field.
no doubt. He doesn't need steroids.
But when you're taking anabolic steroids and then this comes out and it's, for me, I don't know about anybody else, for me, it makes it seem like, all right, bro, well, you just got caught. Like, how long has this actually been a thing?
That's
Well,
what I'm
here's the
wondering.
deal. Here's the deal, though. When you get caught, it's not like you get drug tested and the next day you get positive. No. This drug test happened way earlier.
Right.
It happened a while back, and so what they do is they take a sample and you have an extra sample. So this came back positive.
The Ryan Braun
You take another sample
Blame
to
the
make
beat
sure.
guy.
Yeah, that was a
debacle.
that was a debacle.
Literally.
But
Straight up debacle.
they take the extra sample, so it takes them a little while. So the team knows, and I'm sure the team appealed it or tried to do some things to try to make sure it was actually a failed test. So they've known for a while. It's not like you get drug tested and then a week or two later you know. Like they know. So
I thought it was interesting to see how his teammates and GM spoke about it after. Basically, one of the pitchers, like, he needs to grow up.
And that's it. Yeah, I mean, because that's another thing to me, too. Like, it wasn't like everybody was like, oh, what? I'm so shocked. It didn't get that type of reception throughout the entire team. So to me, it just feels really, really, really.
are you fixing the name?
And
They are so close to.
They
being
really
there.
are, yeah.
I know.
100% they are.
Could this be just a case of, man, I just wrote the wrong script? Like, I do this all day.
I mean, it is like 2 letters away.
And Fernando Tatis is not going to know what to do.
You think the doctor wrote the wrong
I
script?
mean, I think there's a small chance that he was like this.
I would believe that if the medicines worked similarly, just because there's such different medicines in terms of their purpose.
I know,
I don't
but
think they would do that.
He did not write the wrong script. If he wrote the wrong script, that guy's getting sued. He's not going to be practicing anymore.
Yeah.
Would you take would you lose your license?
Yes.
For if Fernando Tatis was like, I'll give you $50 million to say I fucked this up.
No.
Why not?
Could you lose your career? I wouldn't do that. Lose your reputation. I mean, I wouldn't do that. You would.
It just makes you
Absolutely.
wonder.
Wouldn't it? What's
Hey.
the whole point of being a doctor? He's
Hey.
not trying to heal anybody. He's giving him ringworm medicine for a guy that has no business getting ringworms, by the way. You know how you get ringworms? You're rubbing on stuff. Like wrestlers get ringworms. It's from like a lot of high impact injuries on like your skin. It's very bizarre that he has ringworms.
I personally.
Have you ever heard of ringworms?
Yeah.
I've heard
But
of them.
I just
No,
personally.
in Major League Baseball. Like,
No, I heard him in like No.
In life.
Yeah, no.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not something that happens to people normally.
Like I said, that's me personally. I'm surprised it hasn't caught more of a, well, has this been a thing type of reception from the media and the national media from it, because it makes me wonder.
It's really just an A that separates them. You can honestly almost spell it the exact same way.
So the drug that he was supposed to take is CLOSTEBOL. The steroid is CLOBETASOL. Very close.
And doctors are notorious for their handwriting.
No, that's not what happened.
He could have been prescribed the wrong
I mean, I appreciate
thing.
you trying to
defend him, but
that's not what happened.
That's not what happened.
Him and Machado have a real like Jeter A-Rod dynamic going on.
You think?
Yeah.
Why?
They don't like each other.
Did you see Jeter?
Hey,
on
Jeter
the
was
stream?
on. Jeter was on the.
And they said, "I'm never doing this again."
I didn't hear that.
Oh yeah, because they put up the picture of them shirtless in Miami. Like they all have the gold chains, and Jeter's like to the producer, which made me sweat a little bit. Was like, if you pull that picture up, I'm never coming on the show again. And it was during a live broadcast, and the other producer, I'd imagine, was like, you have to put the picture up. We made the graphic, everything. He pulled it up, and Derek goes, "Well, I'll see y'all never." And I was like, "Ooh, dude, you got to listen to Derek Jeter there."
Yeah, but then Derek Jeter came out and said he enjoyed being on the show.
Yeah, I think he was being sarcastic.
For PR purposes, probably.
Yeah, because
Wow.
he didn't look like a total asshole.
But he looked like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah, he hated it.
I didn't watch it.
Vibe.
I gotta watch the clips. I did not watch it.
And then when they asked
No, we get in trouble.
Nah.
No, don't. Don't do it. I'll never come on the show again.
See, that's what I'm saying. We're good. Definitely pulling it up.
So when they
I almost
asked
typed in sex tape. I don't know why.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Derek Jeter. Well, it's one of the pop-ups on here, but I don't think it exists.
He's gonna look later though.
He's looking now.
Yeah. But when they asked Machado about Tatis, he was like, he shoved it right off. He's like, he hasn't been here all year with the same team. Don't care. I was like, damn.
Listen to me. That is the common feeling in a clubhouse when somebody gets popped for steroids.
What's your take on this thing? Like, what do you think
mean?
was going on? What do you think was going on?
With what? Him?
Yeah, with him.
I think that he's been hurt. I think he got paid all his money. He's been hurt. He wants to get back on the field. So he tried to take something to make him get back on the field. And I think that
Yeah, but that's not okay. So,
I think he got bad information.
I'm about to say, like, who's giving this? Because that's not a normal drug you've ever heard about as far as for recovery and getting.
And I don't know enough about that. I know it's an anabolic
either.
steroid. I don't know enough about. I don't know if it does help you. It's not like it's HGH.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if it did help you get back, but I think that's what happened. I think that he was probably taking it so that he can get back on the field quicker to play because hey, they got Soto, they got all these guys, and like they're gonna be good. And they're like, oh well, he's about to come back. There's a lot of pressure. I'm not saying it's right by any means. It's
I know.
completely
I'm
wrong.
just saying. I don't ever remember hearing anyone talk about anabolic steroids in a recovery form.
I agree.
So like that was hard for me to believe that he got that bad of information.
I mean, and I don't know enough. I wish I knew more about steroids and how it does affect you, because maybe it does help you recover quicker. I don't know, but I think. I mean, for me, that's what I think happened.
What you got?
What?
My theory was like while he was recovered, he thought he could kind of sneak one past it, take it, get big and bulky, then come back more powerful. Like while he was out, he maybe thought he wouldn't get tested as often or something like that.
See, I don't see that because
the
I think
secret to that is you get popped for steroids, then you take steroids, right? The Jason Giambi theory. Remember, he got popped, and then he came back and he was juiced as hell. And it's like, we're not going to test him again.
No, that's not true. I think you do what he did. If you're going to take steroids, you play really well, you sign your big deal, then you get popped because now you have your deal already.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, so you're going to get popped and you're not going to get paid for the 80 games, but you still have your money. The whole joke when you were coming up and steroids was like, thing is like,
Fast track.
it was 80 games for 80 million.
Yeah.
Robert Cano.
Like, hey, we get popped 80, or it was at the time it was 50 for 50 mil. You get popped for the first time.
Because the joke was
What if I told you?
the joke was when you got popped, like they saw you playing at while you were cheating, basically. So like you get popped and now you get up to the big leagues quicker and
$50 million.
either in the big leagues and get to this next contract.
So
quicker.
worth it.
They don't make it not worth it. Now they're trying to 80 games. I think it should be a year suspension after your first offense, but that's not what they voted on.
Yeah.
Did you find it? What are you looking for? Don't play it. Please. I like to not have – okay, you're playing it anyway. Don't play it. We're going to get in trouble.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
You don't know.
Yes, take it off. Seriously. If you get this – last time we did it, our numbers got fucked.
What, because of what you said to Jared?
No, because when you showed the Mondo Duplantis thing.
That wasn't my
And
fault.
MLB is the worst one.
That's a good clip, though.
I know, but you can't play it. Can't play it. We don't have the rights to play it. I don't want the show
You
to
know
get
who
taken
does
off.
have the rights?
They do.
McAfee.
Nope. He has footage. Can't play the games. We can play footage, but he doesn't have. He can't stream the games or do any of
Who
that.
did we talk to for some Major League Baseball footage?
I mean, I think we have to build a little bit more clout. It took them 5 years to get that.
He's been doing it for 5 years.
Yeah.
Go.
I just don't want the. I mean, I want to see the clip. I just don't.
I could cut it out later.
No, because that also messes it up.
Nah.
Yep. What happened last time you did it?
That was a big debacle.
Exactly.
That's never happened before. That's the Olympics, though.
This is what you said. Baseball's worse.
They might be, but
Okay.
I can't handle Putin. Like, if he wants it down, it's down.
Well, it's down. We're not even gonna take the chance.
Who's the commissioner of Major League Baseball?
Manfred.
I think I can handle Doug.
Oh,
Rob.
Rob.
Oh, Rob.
Um,
Oh, Dougie Rob.
I mean, what's the difference? I love a Rob, hate a Doug.
did y'all watch the golf tournament?
Missed it. Shit.
So I missed the whole thing until I looked on Twitter and said, "Oh, it's playoffs." I was like, "Okay, I'm watching the playoff holes." And so they played 3 playoff holes. Third one, par 3, and we're gonna revisit this in about 10 minutes. But par 3, Will Zalatoris, who has been right there for 10 tournaments this year. Like, he's should have won a few, hasn't. He's in there. He's the first one off the tee box. Par 3, pitching wedge. Hits it. Ball's going a little right. Guy says, "Oh no, this is dangerously right." So it's the green. Around the edge of the green is like stones, right? Like it's rock, stone,
Cobblestone.
cobblestone. That's what
Uneven
I'm looking for.
surface.
He hits the stone, and it goes here and just rattles around like 6 times, and then lands in the crevice of the green and the stone. So just wedges
The
right
luckiest
there.
thing that can happen.
Like should have been in the water.
Yeah.
Wedges. I'm like, oh my god. One, I'm thinking, okay, he can't hit. There's no way he's gonna hit that. He's gonna have to take a drive. There's no way he's gonna be able to. He can't play that. And I'm like, 2, I'm like, damn, he just lost. Like, this guy obviously just saw what happened. He's gonna knock it on the green, 2-putt, end it over. What does this guy do? Takes a 9-iron. Okay, I saw he went a little right, a little short. I'm gonna take one club. Same spot. One bounce off the cobblestone in the water. So I'm like, oh, this guy. So then he takes the drop because then Zalatoris thinks that he's gonna play it. So he doesn't know if he's gonna play it or not. Guy goes to the drop zone, hits his third shot, hits it on the green, long into the bunker. I'm like, oh, this shit's over with, right? Like, now Zalatoris is the best wedge player on the tour. So he goes, the guy still hits another shot because Zalatoris still doesn't know if he's gonna play it from there or not. Gets it kind of close. So now he's putting for double bogey. Zalatoris takes it back, hits it close, puts it in for bogey, ends it, wins a bunch of money. Has a chance to win the FedEx Cup, which is what, $15 million? I
I think it's more than that.
think it's $15 million for the FedEx Cup winner. But it was unbelievable the way it ended. They played 3 playoff holes. They couldn't win it, and then then they tried to both lose it, and Will Zalatoris won it. It was crazy. It's crazy. Very unlucky. Crazy.
I'm looking up the payout right now. He won $2.7 million just from the tournament.
He's won, I think, $9 million this year in winnings.
You get $17 million if you win the FedEx Cup.
That's fun. That's fun. That's fun.
But my biggest takeaway from, are we going into our curtain calls and all of that? And all of
Yeah, we
our
can do it right now.
All of our seggies?
Yeah, we can do the seggies. We're not doing curtain call yet, though. We're going to do the first one. Not my fault, which is brought to you by Dozy Place, which you did frequent this weekend.
It was awesome, dude.
I know.
That place is
I know. I
unbelievably
can't wait to. I
good.
cannot wait for the first Monday Night Football game that we have food here from Doe's.
Well, maybe we should stream from Doe's.
I want to show off the. Hopefully this is ready.
Maybe we should stream from Doe's.
Got a lot of moving parts. We're gonna make it work.
I got a lot on our plate.
All right, not my fault. Brought to you by Doe's.
We got a little less off our plate now.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that's true.
Unfortunately. Jay Mitch will take some videos for us on Saturday.
They're not
I
allowed.
think we can all go, huh?
Says no video or photo allowed.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
not allowed.
Not allowed.
Cameras down.
Can't
Cameras
get-
up, cameras down.
Okay, your turn. Not my
my
fault.
I'm trying to download this thing, this picture. Cut. But anyway, not my fault, which I guess is technically my fault,
Okay.
is the fact that I am now getting ID'd everywhere I go and showing my ID. I do look young. I'll take that. I guess a compliment or not, I don't care either way.
It's good.
But it's turning into my ID picture. That's not you, which is I don't
Well,
know.
that
if I'm turning
I
in
can
the
I
wrong-
understand that because you gotta show your ID picture because the first time I saw your ID picture I said there's no way people believe this is actually you with the way you look in the picture and the way you look now.
Right. And so I'm gonna show up my ID picture on there. Don't.
Well, wait, you have it on here. Why can't
I
you
know
pull
I
this
can't
up?
copy it over. I was just trying to.
Well, you're gonna give away all of your
I don't
information.
care.
Oh my god!
But yeah, this
Just
was
cover
me.
as much as you can.
I don't even know.
Just show the picture.
Just cover up everything you can.
Just show the picture.
All right, good. Take off. I don't want people to steal all your stuff.
They don't have it. There's nothing to get. But this was me. And now this is me.
Why not just cover?
You could have just covered the whole other side. To show the
Why not
picture,
just
but-
cover that side?
What can you actually get off of this?
Your dress. I mean, a lot of different things.
They come anytime. House is open. Doors are unlocked.
Oh, okay.
But
Last time Tony Stark said that his house got bombed.
that's true. But I don't think I'm running nuclear codes.
That's
I
true.
feel.
What are you?
All right, go ahead. Finish.
I'm just saying, it was a real kind of come to Jesus moment for me where I was like, damn, do I really look that bad? Or is it a compliment for me to be that young? Is this my fault that I should go back to this version of myself?
I think you look great in that picture. I
And
think you look great now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's
It's
just been
completely different looks.
because I don't carry my ID with me a lot. And so
Why not?
I think
can't ever find my wallet. Mikey finds my wallet. It pops up on his iPhone.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so that's
You
what
sound like
I-
a guy with no pockets. That's what you sound like right now.
I'm a big sweatpants guy.
But they got those got
But
pockets.
it's become a little bit of a nuisance to be not only the handing over of the ID, which I understand. I'm all cool with that. But then it's the
Yep.
I'm like
How many takes you get? Like 2 or 3?
2, a good 2.
And then do they ever ask it's not you, and you say yes?
Oh, I
it
just
is?
say my birthday, March 5th, 1992.
I'm about to say, do they say, give me the address?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get in front of the questions because that's if you get in front of it, they know that you're old enough to buy whatever you're trying to buy.
Okay.
But that's my fault, not my fault, just because it's been
And Shooter McGavin got a DUI
he did in 2017.
and said he was in Happy Gilmore.
Dude, that's exactly what I would do. Would you not pull the card of, listen, hold on.
Hey, today.
Shoot. Somebody learned how to putt.
Happy learned how
How
to
to
putt. Okay, not your fault. I accept that one. What, I mean, I don't get.
No, I'm wondering if it is my fault, if I need to clean up this look, or if I shouldn't have been this good looking.
It's either you...
Or just go get a new ID
I'm about to
picture.
say, or just go get a new ID. You either clean it up or you just go get a new ID.
That's
but-
not how. Have you ever been to the DMV?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, go to the Express.
But if you
Way
want to stop,
easier.
if you want them to stop looking at you like that, there's your only 2 options right there.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
All right.
But it has been a nuisance. Now it's becoming more and more prevalent, and I'm just really having to
I
deal
got
with
my
it.
earphones in all game. All
I know,
game.
all game.
All game.
All game, coach. At least you kept your pants on.
Since
this
opening
game.
day.
Yep. Since opening day. All right. Curtain Call is brought to you by Lance Beal, attorney at law. Right here, Lafayette, Louisiana. Call him for all your law needs. You gonna go? You gonna go? Anybody want to go?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I had one, but I'm gonna change it to Albert Pujols. He is now 11 shy of 700.
I know he's. I want him to get it.
I want him to
I
get
want
it.
him
He's
to
not
get
going to.
It's
11.
like 11 over a month and a half.
He's closer. He's closer than I thought he was gonna get right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait.
He had 2 homers the other day. If he could just
He did.
get a little one more
11
hot
in a
streak,
month and a
Albert.
half.
11
games
in a
are
month
left?
and a half is a lot. He doesn't play
It's a
enough.
lot. He doesn't.
One
He's
more
not
hot
playing every
streak.
day too. That's what makes it tough.
Do you think they start playing him every day?
See, I was
No.
thinking about
If
that.
he
But
gets,
they're in
if
a
he
playoff
gets
race.
to, I mean, if he's hitting,
I mean, if he's playing well, yeah.
But if he gets to 5, if he gets to 5 within like a couple weeks of the season,
Got to.
Do you
I
think
think
people
they
start?
play him.
Okay. Do you think people like in the games that
No.
may not be as close? Do you think people start
No.
serving him fastballs
No.
as
No.
courtesy?
Nobody wants to be that guy.
nobody's ever gonna do that.
No.
You're not just gonna give it to him. Gotta earn
That
that
guy,
shit,
the
baby.
guy that gave up the Barry Bonds homer, they never say his name, but he's in all those clips. You just don't want to be that guy. You don't know his name, but he's in all those clips. You don't want to be that guy.
Crazy.
I'll
All right,
go.
you got one?
Yeah, I'll go. My
Okay.
curtain call today, outside of sports, it goes to the one kid, the clips in the thing. There's a one kid, Rick Ross shows up at a barber shop, and there's one kid, he gives a haircut. My curtain call goes to the kid because if you watch the clip, I feel like Rick Ross shaved skin off his head.
You should have sent us the clip.
No, the clip's it's in the doc.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was.
It is
Yeah, it is.
Where?
in the dock.
I'm in. The,
Oh, to the kid, to
Yes.
this kid.
It looks like he's shaving skin off his head, not hair. So my curtain calls him because there's absolutely no way that could have felt good, and he took it like a champ. But it's in there.
Yeah, he don't look happy.
It's right above your ID picture.
to this kid, you are something else.
What?
To the kid.
He don't look happy.
I got it now.
I got it.
I feel like going into the barbershop for
To be fair, though,
like,
it was free.
going into separate barbershops is way different than what you expect from like a white
You like,
barbershop.
you like how he phrased that? You like how he phrased that?
Oh, I knew he was trying to say from the start too, and I was like, "Oh, okay, how are we gonna say
I
this?"
saw you look at me.
He said, "I feel like going into separate barbers."
I feel like there's some where it's like,
Oh, it's a way different experience.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
it's
saying.
great.
It's awesome.
It's great. It's the
It's
best.
awesome.
Hey, you want to see characters?
Dude, you wanna
go
get
into
a-
a black barber.
I mean, the movie Barbershop is pretty spot on.
Yeah, it's about as real as it gets.
Yeah.
and
I'm
it,
jealous.
honestly, it feels like that's almost every black barbershop too.
That's
No,
what I'm
it's the
saying. I'm
best.
jealous. Can I fit in?
But here's my man. Please play this, because he is getting ripped.
He is. Wait, and so they let the Rick Ross the.
Why did Rick Ross get to?
I don't know the full story.
It was
behind
an event where they gave
Yeah.
free school supplies and haircuts before school started.
Ricky
Bro,
Rose.
would you get racked
Are we gonna
up
play
like
this
that
or
for
what?
free?
Are you gonna play the
No,
video or what?
no.
Yeah,
I'm not letting
I have
Rick
to let
get
it download.
anywhere.
Give me.
But I'm not letting Rick get anywhere near my head. That don't even look like a fun experience.
I mean, he's rough.
Rick was shaving his thoughts.
He's writing raps.
I mean, God, dog. Like a cheese grater on that man's head.
Oh man.
Give me 1 second.
I mean, you want me to give you my curtain call before we get to this?
Yeah, I mean, it's buffering, bro. I mean, we're not on the real.
Okay,
internet.
what's your curtain call? I'll go last.
My curtain call is Rick Ross and this guy
No.
that teamed up with Foot Locker as it loads right now.
Yours is Matt Flynn, right?
Dude, okay, I understand where Matt Flynn is and, probably can't come on the show. That little dichotomy between the two
I
streets
know. I
that
wish you
we're
could.
on.
I love Matt.
Matt Flynn is electric and one of the funniest people I've ever
Yeah.
been privileged to produce for. Like, he's awesome.
Yep.
And this is right in his wheelhouse. And in terms of there was an old debate on after Peyton Manning had neck surgery,
Yeah.
and they were like, who should they sign, Peyton Manning or Matt Flynn? After he would throw for like 5 touchdowns for the Green Bay
I think
Packers,
6. Maybe.
he set the franchise record, all of this stuff, and he's like, obviously 2 different careers go different ways. Matt got the bag, he's good, but he goes, kind of a toss up.
Hey, what I like so much about him is he's so self-aware and he
Oh,
understands the moment, he understands the situation, and he just knows himself so well. And he is, every time somebody brings something up, he is the first one to comment, and it is always so funny.
It's the best. That's my quarterback.
He is
great.
awesome. Awesome. All right. My curtain call is – oh, there we go. Here we go. Here's your curtain call.
You gonna have to save me. Who's the ball? Who's the ball? Get it back right there. You gonna have to save me.
He's going to have red streaks in his head. Rashes in his head. This guy's like – this kid's trying to – he's not even smiling. Everyone else is shaking his head. He's not even smiling.
That's brutal.
Tough.
It's aggressive. It's aggressive. Mine's Will Zalatoris. Shout out. He finally got off the schneid. He won. He put himself right in the middle of contention to bring home a big bag. And, he was also the caddy in Happy Gilmore. I'm glad he finally got to win.
And low-hanging fruit, we mentioned it already, but curtain call to Sylvia.
Curtain call to Sylvia Fowles.
It's a long
Seriously.
career. Bro,
Long
I think,
career,
I
great
think
career.
I showed up on campus freshman year, and she was gone after that. And she's been in the NBA since.
Yep.
That feels like a lifetime ago.
Still dunking.
Still dunking.
Yeah. Shout out Sylvia Fowles.
Shout out Myles Brennan.
There you go. Shout out Myles Brennan.
Did we talk enough about Myles?
I mean, I gave a little bit. I mean,
What's there to
We
say?
didn't
What
get,
else?
we don't have much from it.
We have 3 starts.
I gave him a nice little
We have an indefinite ban.
5-minute monologue.
Yeah. I would say the thing about the Will Zalatoris thing is he's got a lot of flack from his putting stroke, and obviously he's cleaned it up a little bit. He had a little hitch in his giddy up, and he's able to come back from this thing, and look how smooth this thing is. And then the quote he hits him with afterward.
Are we gonna get
Nah.
That's some. Oh, he's got the claw grip.
Yeah, he's a claw guy.
I don't like the claw.
Oh, neither does he. He's probably one of the most pure ball strikers on tour.
Best wedge player on tour.
Can do everything you need to win except for putt, and he's able to hit them with one of those. Right with I hear everything that y'all are fucking saying.
Yeah.
I'm ready to play some golf, and so I'm happy for my guy.
Is he gonna be the number one? Is he gonna be the number one in the world?
He should go to the Live Tour.
He has a chance to be the number one in the world, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he finishes top 5 every time.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I love golf. I wish I could play it more, but it keeps raining every day. It hadn't rained, and of course I can't play it. The days it rains, I can't play.
I've never used to go.
The days I can play, it rains. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll try again on Thursday.
Hey, a couple bogeys on 10, no big deal. Could have been better.
In the rain.
In the rain.
And the only reason we bogeyed because it was raining.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
We'll get back out there.
Boom, the first drive.
Boom.
Boom, 2 drives, and then
Second drive was when it's time to pack it up.
Yeah, well, I mean,
The wind
in the
is
middle of the fairway.
howling.
In the middle of the fairway, though.
We'll talk about
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. All right, great show. We will be back on Wednesday. We have one guest in studio for sure. Probably 2 guests. We are going to promo them a lot earlier than we normally do. We are prepared this week. We have talked to people ahead of time. We have scheduled things going on. We are being a professional show.
Proactive. If you
Being
will.
very proactive. We are going to promote them and get some energy, get some buzz around it. On Wednesday. It's going to be football guests. I will give you that. And it'll be people that you want to hear from, for sure. Cool perspectives.
When are our missiles launching?
Soon when he comes back. I'm gonna I'll give a little feeler to him this week too for next week. I think they start school next week, right? They'll start school next week. Yeah. All right.
Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
I loved.
Yeah,
No,
Mikey, your
no.
life experience is much different than
I loved
everybody
the
else's.
beginning of school.
Aside from Jared.
How did you not like the beginning of school?
Because I have a 7:30 class Monday through Friday.
Whose fault is
You'll
that?
probably,
No,
that's
dude,
because you'll
fuck.
probably be out the night before and you didn't want to do. Like, we
Whose
don't
fault
know.
is that?
Well, sorry, I want a good job and a good degree.
Yeah, but they only had one time for that class?
Yeah, that's literally it. It's like a
What class is
Dude,
it?
they fuck you
Thermodynamics.
every which way.
Thermodynamics?
yeah.
If
Yeah, I'm
you-
out on that class.
Yep, you can have that.
I'm out on that.
You can have that. I thought my first class in school was
What even
supposed
is
to be
that?
econ 7. It was like 7:30. I could be there. I used to get up at 6 every morning from high school. Coach, I fell asleep every day in that class for the first 2.5 weeks. I went to Becca, my academic advisor, and said, hey, we're dropping this one. I'm going to retake this class in the spring, and I'm going to take it later. Because I can't listen to econ teacher speak to me at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Roussel or whatever his name was.
No, he kicked me out of class. I was talking too much.
Not you.
Kicked out of college classes? Jesus, guys.
Yeah, in auditorium. he kicked me out. I'm like,
Me?
me? He goes, yeah. He goes, you're bothering everybody around me. I'm like,
I feel like we're having a pretty good time.
How big was this class?
it was an
I
auditorium
was
class. It
about
was
to
in,
ask.
I don't remember where, but I was like, there's literally nobody within the first 3 rows behind me, and 3 rows in front of me. I'm like, there's nobody around me. He goes,
Get out.
he says, you're bothering me. I'm like, get out of here. I'm like, okay. And I just left.
Yeah.
I walked into my academic advisor's class. He goes, what are you doing? I was like, I got kicked out of class. Sorry. I was talking too much.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, who are you talking to then?
Jordan Rittner.
So it was just y'all two and then nobody else in
Yeah.
the...
I was eating
Guy
my
had the
lunch. I
black
was eating my
plague or
lunch
something?
and talking
Like-
to him.
Oh, that's what it was. Maybe you're treating it like it was.
I was eating a sandwich.
So you were in there treating it like you know, like you're not taking class, like you
Right,
had,
yeah.
like you're on
You're
break.
on lunch
Duh.
break.
Like he didn't appreciate your disrespect.
I know. I'm not saying I was right, but
Hey, you learned from it.
maybe. But great show.
I got kicked out of landscape architecture for texting.
Landscape architecture. How do you get kicked out of that class?
Texting too much.
That's an easy A.
I just got kicked out of one class. I think not the whole year.
I know, but like,
Yeah, I never won again. I just gave somebody else my clicker.
oh, the old clicker.
The old fraternity rules.
Yep.
Why am I even here?
Yep. All right. What a great show. Great
I
show
think
today.
So. Sorry about the.
We had a
video
little
calls.
snafu. It'd be great. We
Sorry
made it
about
work.
the late
We
start.
still had it.
Boys.
Persevered through it. The
Got
stream
a lot
was
going on.
stream was up the whole time. Wednesday will be better. We'll have in studio guest, a call in video guest, a lot of football talk, a lot of energy going into the Friday, going into the weekend. Have some more updates on LSU football. Probably some updates on the Saints. They had the joint practices. It's gonna be a good week of sports. You can catch us live on Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. and this Friday from 4:30 to 6 at Uncle Earl's. We're on all podcast networks, Spotify and Apple, which I double checked because somebody asked about it the other day, and it is definitely on there. And you did not post Friday's pod. That's why you're laughing, huh?
I did post it.
Oh, I thought you were laughing because you didn't do it. You didn't.
Listen to the show.
You didn't do it.
That was
huh?
a great show. That was
I
a good
knew you didn't
show.
do it. I knew
I
it.
took too much cholesterol.
You wish. Great show. We're ranked up. Brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Also, download the Caesar Sportsbook app and use promo code MMLSU15 to get the 4 tickets. This promotion is going to last until obviously right before the first game of the season. Go ahead and do it if you want to get tickets. Tickets are expensive. I've been told. Nosebleed seats are I think $400 or $500 right now. So go get you some free ones. You're watching Mike'd Up.
Or
Brought to you.
don't, 'cause I need
Watching
them.
You're watching Mike'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.
Allie, you dirty dog.